everybody, welcome back to Chortle Cast. I am one of your hosts for tonight, Jake, and I am joined alongside to my left, the Stream King, the Far Cry guy, the man who may cry devil, and the god of thumbnails, Steven. What's up, buddy?
Hey.
He's really good at making thumbnails. That's why I gave him that title, everyone. So just, I also think, Steven, I somehow made you the largest camera on our 3-person set that I set up, 2-3 minutes before we actually went live. So
look, I don't want to hear any of this. Oh, Steven's such a vain person. He has the biggest camera. I didn't make this setup.
He might have, though. You don't know. We're also joined by the marvelous Matt from Taverich.com. What's up, buddy? Making your first podcast appearance. Right. This is your face reveal on Chortle Games content.
I didn't shave. Welcome, everybody.
It just occurred to me. Did we invite Jeremy to be a part of this podcast? We normally do.
Jeremy has a standing invitation. Same with Brody. Brody has we have what we like to call an open door policy here at Chortle Games, okay? And that door, it's like a saloon door, you know what I mean? It just swings. It's just wide open.
It goes both ways. So if you are Steven, today I was explaining to a child the concept of like a tricycle has 3 wheels and a bicycle has 2 wheels, and I was like, bi means like 2, and they just weren't really making the connections, and I was like, I'm walking a dangerous line right now. So anyway, but anyway, yes.
Bicycle.
All that to say, yes, Jeremy has an open invitation always. Same with Brody.
Jeremy's normally busy on Mondays, and so the reason that came in my head is because Jeremy's always invited to be a part of every piece of content that he's basically the third short.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't like how you said that, but I know what you mean. Yeah.
Okay. But because I'm so used to Jeremy just being busy on Mondays, I didn't even think to remind him that podcast was tonight. So Jeremy, if you're watching this at any point, you're invited always. Don't feel bad that we're not replacing you with Matt. Matt's nothing compared to you.
How do you feel about that, Matt? Do you have a rebuttal?
Or some might even say,
I'm coming.
There you go. That's an even better. That should have been your rebuttal, because I didn't throw any fire on this fire. You know what I mean?
I think he meant to rebuttal with that, but he hit the wrong button.
I meant to rebuttal with Steven.
There you go. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better, because it's like Steven shot the gun and I got the return fire. So I don't know what to tell you, ladies and gentlemen. This is of course Chortle Cast, the official podcast of Chortle Games. Where we talk about video games, TV shows, movies, anime, whatever the heck we want to talk about. Of course, we got a great show for you tonight, because we're not talking about any of that. We're talking about Villans versus Villans. We're continuing our ongoing, kind of all over the place mess of a tournament of a fictional character tournament. Tonight's category, as I said, is Villans versus Villans.
Not necessarily fictional characters.
Okay.
I'll need that out later.
Okay. All right. Like I said, it's a messy list, but we're doing it. Tonight's Villans versus Villains. So we have user submitted villain favorites that are going to go head to head in battles, dance-offs, pie eating contests, tickling contests. I don't know. We have the wheel. Okay. The everything falls to the power of the wheel. Okay. We answer to the wheel. The wheel decides how these combatants will be combating, and we follow the wheel to the letter. So, Steven, are you ready Matt, are you ready to get this started?
Oh, I'm ready.
Do you have any questions, Matt?
Nah.
By the way, what's up, Courtney?
Anything Steven says, say the opposite of.
Okay, great. So you're going to be a terrible and partial third party.
So yeah. This is we
My gun, aka my Nerf gun.
Good. You might need that. Yeah. We of course we'll take voices from the chat. Let us know who you think is going to win in between all these fights. But yeah, we are unfortunately your judges, and we somehow have the final say. So there you go. All right, Steven, I'm going to toss it to our React. We've got our window over here. Take it away when you're ready, my man.
So
few disclaimers as soon as I can remember what they are.
Usually your disclaimer is that you like make this list unpartial, like very randomly, and you can't.
I feel like I need to clarify that specifically. Yeah, that was one of my things. Thank you. These rounds randomized. I don't think I even pitted anyone specifically against each other this time. Normally, I'll like make one matchup happen because I want to see what happens, you know. But did not do that this time. I didn't get a lot of submissions this time. I don't know if today was just a bad day. People are probably busy because it's a holiday or whatever.
It is a holiday.
But so this list isn't going to be very funny.
That's where the power of the wheel. I've been saying it. That's the power of the wheel determines the level of comedy that's happening here.
So we have a total of 32 combatants.
I like that. Yep.
I'm going to chew my food real quick.
Steven's having mac and cheese stuffed pizza, which I don't know that I've ever had. Pizza crust?
Mac and cheese stuffed crust pizza. The
Stuffed
mac and
crust
cheese
pizza.
is the topping. Then
I
cheese is
understand.
stuffed in the crust.
I understand.
Where's
Yeah.
that from? Is that Pizza Hut?
It's from CC's. They had a deal on DoorDash, which
I haven't had
also
CC's in like 30 years.
I had to order it twice because I'm pretty sure the first Dasher stole my food.
That usually
Because-
happens with the Walmart sellers here.
Because I ordered the food, then it said your Dashers picked up your food. They're on their way. 3 minutes later, it said your order had to be canceled. So I'm pretty sure the Dasher picked up the food and was like,
I'm
know,
just
this
keeping
guy-
this one tonight.
"This guy knows what's up. He knows how to order pizza. So I'm just going to keep this food."
So
Cancel the order.
do you get your money back in that situation?
Yes, you get your money.
Great.
DoorDash has actually really good customer service.
50-50.
Well, every single time that I've had to raise hell, which is a lot, they've made it right.
That is Matt. That is Matt. I'm sorry. I had a thumbnail or a title.
That's
Turn my
Matt.
background off so it'll actually look better. There we go. You can see the mess in my office.
But anyway, yeah. So with the I'll just go ahead and show the wheel real quick, so that we can go over what the rules of engagement are. You have incapacitation, no prep time, ring match, which means combatants are in a finite space, and the first one to get knocked out of finite space loses.
Right.
Scavenge prep, which this one I kind of had to figure out a way to word this, but basically it's no items, but they're allowed to take their prep time to create weapons.
Right. They can take
there's-
advantage of the environment. Yeah.
Yes. No items prep, so that means fisticuffs, essentially, with an hour of prep time. Battle of Wits is
Battle of the brain.
battle of the brain. They're not fighting. It's
Who can outsmart the other?
It's an intelligence check / wisdom check / potentially a perception check.
Yeah. Matt, have your dice ready.
Yes.
Oh,
Race, which is both combatants are trying to get from point A to B. In cap with prep time. Tag / escape, which is instead of both combatants trying to get from point A to B, one combatant is trying to get from A to B, and the other combatant is trying to stop them.
It's cat and mouse. Yeah.
Cat and mouse. There you go. No items. So that's no items with no prep time. So they are just straight up fisticuffs. Don't even have time to shake hands and introduce. each other.
They lay eyes on one another and just go to town.
Yes. Hide and seek. We all know what hide and seek is. Dance battle, because Jake made me put it in there.
Yep.
We got a fight to the death
With prep.
with prep and without prep, and then a ring match with prep, and then a pie eating contest because you need a great equalizer, and that is the pie.
That is the great the wheel is the great equalizer. All right. The wheel determines all.
Are we ready to get started?
Steven, Matt, I don't know about you, but I would say I was born ready. So
Okay.
take it away.
Remember, I didn't pick any of these matchups. I only submitted, I think, one person in this entire list. Wait, no, I did. We had this conversation. I'm thinking of last list. I actually had to put a lot in this list. I didn't pick any of the pairings though.
There you go.
So
I had
started,
trouble coming up with some good villains. So,
we have
yes.
Fire Lord Ozai.
Great.
This is actually going to be a pretty interesting one.
Okay.
Versus Voldemort, but the picture is him hugging.
I hate that picture on so many levels because it's just like...
I had to find Voldemort doing his most heinous crime. And I think we can all agree his most heinous crime is the way he hugged Malfoy.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
All right. So let's go to the wheel.
Yeah, go to the wheel. That's what we need right now. What are we doing?
All right, let's spin it. Come on,
do, wow.
Oh god.
Tag and escape. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so Jake, that means you flip a coin.
That's right. I gotta get a coin flipping here.
All right, but Matt, since you're the special guest, for any coin flips, you get to decide. So, for example, we're calling. If you say heads or tails, you are saying Fire Lord Ozai is either heads or tails. And look how I'm tripping over my own words. Basically, if you call heads, if you call heads, Fire Lord Ozai is the one chasing. So the one that it lands on is the pursuer.
Okay.
So you are calling basically which one you want to be represented in the coin flip.
All right. Well, obviously, Fire Lord will be tails.
Okay.
I don't know why that's obvious, but okay. It was tails. It was tails. So
Fire Lord Ozai is pursuing.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Okay. Ooh. So let's remember that Fire Lord Ozai can literally turn himself into a jet.
Well, now, was that just because of the Sozin's comment? I think it was. I don't think the Firebenders could fly until that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone feel free to fact check me on that, but that was my initial thought. Steven was in that fight scene he can fly like crazy, but I really do think that was because of Sozin's comment.
I mean, at the very least, we can assume with him being a firebending master, he can do some. He's got some hops. You know, he can do some good jet propelled jumps. Maybe not fly around like a plane, but he's going to be quick.
I think
he's going to cover a lot of distance.
I think that's a fair place to sit. Is that maybe he's not just full force flying, but he can do some like boosting with the fire.
So Courtney is saying firebenders can fly / glide at any time. Is there another occurrence outside of Sozin's comment where firebender flight happened?
No,
because I feel like there was, but I can't think of it.
I mean,
I can't think of any.
Fly, I mean, Voldemort is literally the Dark Lord.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Can he fly while he's hugging Malfoy, though, is the question.
That's the question.
He's hugging Malfoy?
I'm pretty sure. I don't know if this is an actual spell in the books, but like in the movies, the Death Eaters pretty much just ghost around. I don't know if that's apparition or if they're doing something funky.
I'm turning off the flashlight because it's literally blinding my peripheral vision. So I'm going to be a little darker now, but you guys are going to get over it.
That's fine. Your camera's adjusting.
Okay, great.
Let's see, because Zuko's sister was able to glide over to safety at the upside down air table. Okay, all right, yeah.
I feel like Azula did do that, but I don't know if that was flying or if it was more the jet propelled stuff that we're talking about.
Okay, so I think to the point is like he should be able to glide and boost himself with fire.
He has air superiority.
I don't know about superiority.
He can fight midair.
Yes.
And
I mean, Voldemort doesn't need to fight midair. He can just
I was about to say, here's the problem. Here's the problem. We have a man who can kind of jet propulse himself and a man who literally can just poof, I'm there. You know what I mean?
I mean, I just recently watched Harry Potter again yesterday because it was a marathon. And I mean, Voldemort can do basically anything, and Fire Lord cannot do everything.
So
I mean,
I know what you're talking.
Lord.
I know what you're talking about with the whole like flying around like the apparate thing. But
well, see, I don't even think that's apparition. I think that's something else they could do.
have we seen Voldemort do that? And do we know
Oh my
what his
gosh,
level
yes.
of control
Yes,
of it
in
is?
the
Yes.
fifth one for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he does it when they're in the prophecy.
In the books, you
What
couldn't
is-
fly without a broom,
what is
and
his
because
level of
Voldemort,
control?
hang on, because Voldemort could actually fly, he was super powerful. So Voldemort
Okay.
can fly, yes. But
So he
again,
can fly outside of being a cloud of smoke.
yes, he actually cast a spell in one of the movies while doing that. But again, beyond that, that's not even apparition. That's just he can fly. Apparition is like poof, I'm wherever I need to be.
So we should establish then, at what point does the pursuer catch their target? Is it a game of tag, literally, or is it they catch them and incapacitate them? What do they have to do?
I would say tag. I would say
Okay.
tag.
So before I don't want to just give the win to Voldemort just because we know he can,
He would win. I mean, he would win.
But what level of control / are there limitations of what Voldemort is able to do with the whole zipping around as a cloud of smoke and all that kind of stuff? What do we know
Again,
about
I forget, like, the cloud of smoke is not even a point of contention because
how fast can he fly?
Well, I don't even think he has to fly. I think he just can apparate. Poof, I'm to the other spot. And when I say poof, Steven, I'm not saying poof, I'm a cloud of smoke and I'm going there. It's literally instantaneous. He's at wherever he's trying to get to.
See, but to me, that I don't like anybody being able to use just instant. I can teleport to point B in this kind of situation, because then that's literally just,
Steven,
so I would prefer in this kind of case to not use teleportation.
Steven, I think we have a great opportunity here with villains, because villains, one thing we know, they always follow the rules. Okay, so we could totally establish a rule here that there's no teleportation. Okay, and I think they would abide by that.
I think you're being sarcastic there, because I don't think any of them would abide by that.
No.
Now, I don't like using that just because they're more than just Voldemort who can teleport, right? But to me,
every wizard can, yeah.
Right. And so to me, it's like then you're suddenly making it to where they have an instant win just because they can do that one thing. When you're saying with wizards, at that point, we shouldn't even have wizards in this kind of stuff because we have two of them.
Okay, now Courtney brings up an interesting point here that I wasn't aware of. So obviously, apparition and flying are different, but Voldemort stopped apparating because he could fly, and that was like, and he was above such common magic. So, and this leads me to something else I was going to say, because Courtney was saying also that Ozai could probably outsmart Voldemort. I think Voldemort's so prideful.
I think Ozai's prideful too, though.
Yeah, but I think Ozai is more manipulative. Well, I don't know.
Well, Voldemort also has the Horcruxes, and we are not using the explanation like in this situation, in this tournament, because I said with all of these, there has to be a tangible path to victory for all parties.
Mm-hmm.
So Horcruxes are not a part of this,
right?
But Voldemort's sense of superiority because of the Horcruxes, I think, does play a factor, especially when, in this case, he doesn't have to be killed or defeated. He just has to get tagged.
So here's what I'm getting to is, let's assume they're both so prideful they want to have a size comparison match, if you know what I'm saying. And so Voldemort is specifically not going to apparate. He's gonna fly, he's gonna ghost around. So with that in mind, it really comes down to, can Voldemort fly faster than Ozai can use a combination of firebending and running?
And I would argue that in terms of aerial control, and this is coming from a guy who did not even know Voldemort could fly, but in terms of aerial control, I don't know about necessarily speed, but I don't think I've ever seen Voldemort just straight up do anything faster than a glide, like a levitation. Ozai takes it because, one, he can pretty easily change direction midair, and he can do unpredictable movements, which more so helps him if he was being pursued. But how fast can Voldemort fly is my main question.
Well, I think we can assume safely that they're gonna be flying around a similar speed, but to your point about air like control in the air. I think Ozai would fly and does fly similar to like Bakugo in the My Hero Academia show. Right. And he is very like pop him here, pop him there, pop him there. Like he can change direction on a dime. Right. I don't know that Voldemort has that much control.
Right.
So that I do think there's potential for Ozai to kind of juke him out a little bit, and get the tag. So
where are we leaning here? Because I'm seeing a lot of like people are pretty split on this. I feel like.
Well, I think it would have been a no-brainer if Voldy could apparate, but since we've kind of taken that out of the equation, I do think it goes to Ozai.
I think it's only fair to say that if it's a game of cat and mouse, the mouse has to be tangible at all times during the contest. Otherwise, there is no feasible path to victory.
Oh, I'm not even thinking of that. I like him being in a ghostly form like that. That's not. I'm not even pulling that into the equation.
Right.
Yeah.
Am I off base saying that? Like,
no. I think for this rule, it would count in some way. So,
because what we got to remember though is these are villains, and not just villains, like the worst villains ever.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And villains don't follow rules.
But this is not. This isn't a case of like villains are put in a ring and they are told you have to follow the rules. This is by some whatever force. They abide by the rules of engagement, whether they cannot break the rules or it's just this is how things happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like we are not saying they were told you can't do that and then they chose, because I mean in a fight to the death people are going to break rules if they have the ability to break rules. Mm-hmm. But this is for the sake of deliberation only. Rules and the combatants' knowledge of them existing is not a factor.
I just want to say I love when we do these because we have spent almost 30 minutes on the first entry. So I think Ozai takes it.
If they have to follow the rules, Ozai wins. Okay, night.
Yeah. Well, and again, I think Voldemort would be too prideful to cheat. So.
And I was going to bring up, but I didn't. It was more so just for the sake of conversation. But I think we've talked too much. But I'm going to bring it up anyway.
Okay.
And I don't think one way or the other. I just thought it was an interesting thing to pose because I don't know necessarily how magic and magic projectiles work in Harry Potter. Mm-hmm. But is there any kind of correlation between firebenders being able to redirect lightning and could they redirect spells?
Now, several things. Firstly,
I know Ozai can't.
I was going to say, I don't know that Ozai ever learned that technique.
He didn't. And that's why like this doesn't really play into deliberation. I just thought it was an interesting.
Yeah, I don't think there's much there. Maybe if we were dealing with Aang, who like had a little bit more control of the elements, he might can make that work. But
Ozai wouldn't dare use a non-fire bending technique anyway, and redirection of lightning is a water bending technique. So
yeah.
Ozai would be like, I would drop dead before I used a water bending move.
Well, that's good news because you do. So
yeah.
No, he doesn't die.
He just loses his bending.
Yep, loses his bending.
One of my favorite Avatar
Same
memes
thing to him
is where when Aang is standing over Ozai, and Ozai, it says it's captioned on him, my knees, and he goes, "What did you do?" And it goes to Aang, and he's captioned turning 30, and he says, "I took away your bending."
Great. Okay, so I can't wait for that next Friday. Jeez.
Ozai takes it.
Ozai takes it. Great first match.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Albert Wesker. Oh, Courtney, boy. You're gonna have to keep us somewhat grounded with Wesker because he is something.
And also, which Wesker are we talking about? The one from the TV show or the one from
video game? Unless if we find out that the video game Wesker is too much
garbage.
Yeah, that got canceled, by the way.
It did.
Yeah,
what did?
Already got canceled.
The Resident Evil. Oh, this guy's from Resident Evil.
Yes, yeah. He is one of the main villains.
Isn't he the CEO of Umbrella in the movies?
In the game? At one point he was, but in the next movie he wasn't. Like in the movie after the one where he was like the big bad. He was basically a lapdog. So Wesker was a good guy. Then he turned coat to join Umbrella. He kind of serves himself, is my understanding. He's just kind of in it for himself. He's constantly trying to get more powerful. He has a variant of the T virus, G virus, whatever it is that makes him enhanced. So he does have regeneration, stuff like that. To what end? I don't know, but he's going up against Darth Vader. So,
oh well.
Now we need to figure out what the rules of engagement are.
Yeah, that'll help.
Spinning the wheel.
Here we go.
Pie eating contest. Come on.
Bye.
Yes! Battle, yes. All right, well, this is going to be an obvious one. I mean,
man,
Darth Vader obviously would be the better dancer.
Neither of these guys dance.
Oh,
I mean,
come
we know
on.
that we know of. I mean, Anakin could. I mean, Darth Vader could dance. 100%. Can you imagine that? Like, he's kind of, you know.
I will say this. The fact that Darth Vader dances to ghosts and stuff in Star Wars Connect definitely helps his chances in this.
Yeah.
I mean, Wesker
we've seen Darth Vader dance in non-canonical pieces of media.
Yeah, I'm looking
We've
at.
never seen Wesker dance.
I'm looking at Star Wars. You remember Star Tours, Steven? They had that stage in Disneyland where like Darth Vader shows up, and I guess now a lot of villains show up, but they teach the little kids how to be Padawans or whatever. I have a video here of Darth Vader dancing to Beat It. So there's definitely some evidence for Darth Vader dancing, and I'm going to count that. What about, I don't know about this Adam Wesker guy.
Albert Wesker. Adam Wesker.
Not Adam.
Adam West played Batman. This is Albert.
I didn't say Adam West. I said Albert Wesker or whatever.
You said Adam Wesker. It's close enough.
I mean, Wesker has never danced. I mean, he can make clones of himself, right?
All right, now hang on. I have a video here of Albert Wesker dancing.
I'm gonna need you to cite your sources.
I'm waiting to see. I'll send you both of these. I'll show them live on chat right now.
Can you go ahead and send it over your slow internet?
Over my slow internet, yeah.
Hold on, I'll be right back. You deliberate. I'm gonna get some water.
Okay.
All right, now this is interesting of Adam Wesker. They've pieced together footage of him fighting, and that's what we're seeing here. So
I mean, but neither of the shows, because there's two different ones. So there's the one from the movies and all that, and the original games, and then there's the one from the Netflix TV show. Two completely different ones. You see the evil Adam Wesker in a TV show one time, and I don't think he would ever dance because his goal was to be a scumbag and turn the whole world into zombies, basically, or make Umbrella perfect or whatever. So he wouldn't dare dance. Darth Vader.
Well, if you're watching the live stream right now, I now have the video evidence. This is Resident Evil 5 Albert Wesker Dance with the Devil music video.
Oh,
and
Jake,
it's him dancing.
That's
not canon.
Dance with the Devil is a song by Breaking Benjamin. That's probably somebody made an AMV of Albert Wesker to Dance with the Devil by Breaking Benjamin, Jake.
Hey,
Well, look, it's him. It's him here. He's doing some stuff. Whatever.
No,
That's fighting, Jake. That's not dancing.
I'm just.
If it was Capoeira, I would concede a little bit, but that's not Capoeira.
I just loaded my Nerf gun. It's time.
Thank you.
All right, here I'm doing Darth Vader dancing to Beat It.
Can't believe you didn't know Dance with the Devil was a Jake.
I'm just telling you that's the evidence I've found. So by that alone.
Well, I demand the evidence be stricken from the record. Jury, disregard the evidence.
That's not evidence. That demand. I motion to table this.
Well, let's at least see what Darth Vader has to show.
I second your motion.
It's seconded. I mean, what is? This is from Disney World. Don't you ever? Oh my!
You don't like that hand thing that he just did, Matt? You're not a fan of that?
Well, the better example. Mine is behind, so I'm just now seeing Vader walk out. The better example, oh my god, the better example is Star Wars Connect, in my opinion.
Star Wars Connect.
But do we have video of that?
We do. Star Wars Connect, Ghosts and stuff.
Oh my gosh, no, that's not. No, we can't be bringing Disney World role playing in because all they do at Disney World is dance.
Disney owns Darth Vader.
Everywhere.
Is this
I
what
know
you're
they
talking
do, but all they do is dance.
Is this what you're talking about?
I can't do this anymore.
Hang on, hang on.
The
Because it
fingers-
starts with Vader and then it goes to Sidious.
I'm gonna grab another snack real quick. I need another snack for this. Right back.
I'm looking at.
Did you pull up a Chad Vader video?
I'm not. Yeah, I did. Look.
Dang.
I just put in Vader dancing in Star Wars Connect.
I haven't thought about Chad Vader in a long time.
Connect. That's where I messed up. Connect.
Just look up Star Wars Connect.
I'm working on it. This girl's got to have a real heart to heart about Wendy's though first, and some dude dancing. You know. Oh, they got a double stack now at Wendy's. Gotta love Wendy's. Gotta love Wendy's.
They've got a new fry. That's the news.
All right, here you go. Here's Darth Vader dancing in the Star Wars Connect. It is a dance battle between Darth and Sidious, it seems. So there you go. Well, I don't know. I'm just telling you, there's a lot more evidence for Darth Vader dancing than there is for Albert Wesker. So, you know, I don't know what all Albert can do, but he can't dance.
And look, Vader's got the enhanced legs.
True. His dancing
And
can be
arms.
fire, though.
He's got a lot of enhancements.
Well, yeah, but we're talking about his legs for dancing here. Look at that leg. Look at that leg. Pow, pow. Okay, pow. Awesome. Look at this. Look at Albert Wesker probably has no rhythm. He's a little baby backhoe.
Yeah, I'm bringing it back. I think, unfortunately, there's just no chance for Albert. He would be laughed off the stage. Vader takes it.
What a
I
way
don't
to
think
go.
anyone's sad about that either. Everybody hates
Wesker,
Albert Wesker.
everyone
He
hates
can die.
Wesker, but he's a great villain.
Yeah.
But man, the disrespect to go out like that. Okay. Moving on to round 3. Yet another character that I know basically nothing about.
I love
but
it.
this is a good pairing, I think.
Okay.
The Lich King.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Matt, I'm leaning
Yep,
on you for
okay.
this.
Make that
Okay.
just a hair bigger, Steven. Just a hair.
Arthas.
Thank
if
you.
want to really call him by his original name. Just saying.
Arthas the Lich King. Okay.
Maleficent.
Arthas.
Okay.
100%. 100% Arthas.
What is Arthas from? Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
That was World of Warcraft. That wasn't us
I was-
scoffing at you.
I thought, it took me a second to be like, why? What is that? Such a okay.
I'm sorry.
Courtney's very
wins.
excited.
Hands down.
What did the
because
Lich
he
King
is-
do? He looks like somebody from the Wild Hunt to me. So
All right, so TLDR, that helmet he's wearing and that sword, I forget what the name of the sword is. Courtney may know, remember it. It's oh god, it's important. Anyways, that makes him, he's like dead, gives him special powers, blah blah blah.
He's a former necromancer, or he is a necromancer, or
He
something,
is.
right? Okay.
In fact, in WoW, all of the oh gosh, what is the name of that class? The one that he has, it's only him. Starts at level 60.
Lich
Chat, I
King?
know you know. Yeah, the Lich. No. Oh, I have a character like this. It makes me feel terrible.
Hold on, I'm just gonna look up his Wikipedia.
There's a
Lich
long story
King.
to it, but basically, he has an insane amount of power coming from this set, which goes way
Death
back-
Knight, Necromancer, Paladin,
Death Knight,
Ex-Paladin.
Death
Death
Knight.
Knight. Okay.
Death Knights, yeah. His sword alone, like it's just there's a lot to him, but basically in WoW, yeah, Helm of Domination. It all goes back to some I think it goes back to like goblins or ogres or something, long time ago. He finds it, he puts it on. When you put it on, it basically gets rid of your soul. He takes all the Death
Nice.
Knights and uses them to try and conquer the world. In the end, you fight him on top of his castle called the Ice Crown Citadel, and
I've always kind of perceived him, correct me if I'm wrong, I've always kind of perceived him as like a tangible Sauron.
Yeah.
Whereas Sauron was more of a magical, non-corporeal being after the ring. Lich King is actually there and
Mhm.
is a dominating force.
Mhm.
So that being said, let's
more.
figure out what
I
these
was about to
guys
say,
are
let's
doing.
see what they're doing first. That's really where it all comes down.
If it's any type of fighting, he wins. Just want you to know. Okay.
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 Interesting.
So they're fighting to the death, but they have
No
time.
weapons other than what they have, what they can put together in their immediate area.
Interesting. So he doesn't
Does he
have
get
his
his
sword.
sword?
He does not have a sword.
Then he
Interesting.
can find in his immediate area. Where's his immediate area though?
We should. Hey, you know what? That this is an interesting wrinkle that we ran into last time, but I think I have a solution for right now. I'm gonna see if I can find like a like a location generator or something.
Okay.
Location generator.
Really, it's not so much what their area, the immediate area is. It's more so you're taking into account that they have prep time, and it's a fist fight plus you're adding the ingenuity of the character. It's not so much like, will the Lich King be more equipped to create a weapon than Maleficent if they're fighting in the middle of a city? That's not really it. You're really adding who is more of an who is
More resourceful.
better, more resourceful. Basically,
So-
the resourcefulness and the engineering of the character.
Well, so let me tell you. I just found a random location generator. Did not give it any prompts. Just hit give me a spot. Office cubicle.
That's a great place.
And
for
I
this.
feel like that is just the solution we have. So the way here, let me set the scene for you, Steven. Lich King was fired by the creators of WoW. He's taken an temp job at an office. He's copying papers and doing a lot of office work. Okay, Maleficent, a client of the office that he works in, walks in to complain about something. The Lich King locks eyes with her and says, "I have a minute to create a weapon to kill this woman," out of rage and fury, and that's the scene. And
Okay.
Maleficent somehow catches eyes and sees that he's doing this and is also prepping. So there you go. Does that make sense for you?
Sure.
Now, go ahead.
So part of this, a part of the whole they don't have items thing except for what's around them, that means that Lich King can't be like, oh, I left my sword at home. Oh, look, my sword's in my hand because I teleported it into my hand. No, none of that. They are rule bound, much like with the Voldemort situation. They are rule bound to only use either what they have in their immediate vicinity or their hands.
So here's a question. Maleficent has magic.
But how does she cast the magic?
Her staff.
Does she need the staff?
I don't
I
think she
does have a
does.
staff.
Does she?
I mean, does Lich King's a necromancer? Does like necromancy is blood magic? Right? Like, how does necromancy work in WoW? Does it require any kind of catalyst, or is it just blood sacrifice?
Well, he's
He
not actually just a necromancer in the
sacrifices
first
one of his
place.
office workers.
He is the necromancer. He's the Death Knight. He is dead, but also undead at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
He can summon zombies to him at will. I'm pretty sure no matter what, he can always pull Frostmourne to him, or one of his dragon mounts, because he also has a dragon mount. I know we said he can't summon it, but he could make Maleficent probably his dragon mount. And I don't mean that to sound sexual, but he can. He is. But I think
To me, Lich King takes this unless if I'm given a case for Maleficent. Because I understand Maleficent can turn into a dragon or whatever, but Lich King seems like he would just headlock dragons, even without a sword. Like just power level wise.
Yeah,
well,
I'm trying to
power
find
does
out if
come from
she.
the sword, the helmet, and then something else. I know the helmet, but Courtney's right. I don't think he can dominate without the helmet. He would
have the helmet.
He has to have the helmet because that was the goblin or whatever it was, Ner'zhul. is in the helmet.
Armor, to me, does not come
Well,
into
then he
play.
will win no matter what.
Yeah.
He's I mean, he's almost invincible.
Then should he even be in this? Is there a feasible path to victory against the Lich King?
I mean, you end up defeating him at the end of the Lich King content, but
how do you defeat him?
You fight him on top of the Citadel.
How do you kill him?
Well, depends on what level you're doing, but essentially, he has a thing where he can turn the entire ground black at the top of the Citadel and kill anybody who's standing in the black.
I ask again, what is his feasible path to loss?
You just have to fight him until he ends, basically.
You have to break his sword.
No.
Okay.
Wait, you can't. Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay, so, but if he doesn't have his sword, we can't break it.
So, what does he lack without his sword? Like, without his sword, is there anything that he is missing from being at full power?
No, because it comes from the helmet, I'm pretty sure.
So,
is just part of it.
Maleficent has innate strength. This is because she was a fairy and her magic comes from within.
Okay.
This is an article about Maleficent versus Voldemort, and basically she can use magic without.
Which version of Maleficent is it using?
They are referencing both. They're kind of going back and forth between Angelina Jolie and the Disney movie one, but I mean, obviously, Maleficent is based off of a lot of other like grim fairy tales, that sort of thing. So
to me, the bigger problem here is Lich King too powerful to be in this context?
So I was too busy digging up what's kind of the story, but what he why is he? I mean, you beat him in the game, right?
You can't. Yes, correct.
How do you beat him? I know you were just saying this. How did you beat him?
You fight him on top of the Citadel, and you usually end up having to have enough healers to keep you alive while you just beat the crap out of him.
Okay, Maleficent has a healing factor. I also read that in that article.
He also can summon zombies. I mean, hordes of zombies at will.
Is there any 1v1 situation where Lich King loses?
No, I don't think there's any.
I just feel bad for this office cubicle, I mean, it's going down.
So he can control and summon the zombies because the helmet lets him, like Courtney said, control the dead and the damned. Frostmourne, he'd be a little less weak, but I mean, honestly, if you're just summoning hordes of people, he doesn't need it. And also, his power's in the helmet, pretty much. Most of his power does reside within the helmet, I'm pretty sure. So as long as he has that helmet, there's no.
Can the helmet be removed to take away his powers?
See, I just want to say this is why I like the tag and pie eating contest, because when we get serious, it's like, I don't know.
I think you can. I think you can because I'm pretty sure in Shadowlands, which is the most recent, there's something to do with the helmet. But also, I didn't.
So we're going
because it was garbage.
We're going to assume, kind of like in a Dr. Fate situation, to where if he does not have the helmet, he doesn't have the powers.
Correct. That is 100%.
So if the helmet is removed in any kind of situation, that let's just say that is his path to defeat. Is if we think a character is capable enough to where they can remove his helmet somehow, then they win.
That would be possible, yes. But he is also a necromancer.
Or they do a pie eating contest and suddenly it's not as much fun.
Maleficent challenges him to a pie eating contest. He takes his helmet off to eat. She's like, ah!
I gotcha.
However, he wouldn't need to eat because he's already dead. So
yeah.
Okay.
So I feel like we've had to lay a lot of groundwork for how someone else can later defeat the Lich King, but I've been defending Maleficent up until this point, but like, to be honest, she loses to a perfectly normal man when she goes into the form of a dragon. So I'm gonna be honest, like, maybe she puts up a fight. She can summon hordes of monsters too. We see that in one of the more recent movies.
She loses.
But yeah, I just think
can't fight an ice god, basically. I mean, come on, like, there's an entire. He's the best campaign WoW ever made, for a reason, because he's just awesome.
Courtney, for a second, I thought you were coming in with a last-minute hot take about how she would win, and I was like, Courtney, I don't know.
Pick a lane, Courtney.
Yeah, pick a lane.
Lich King.
Okay, Lich King takes it.
Man, if he ever, by the way, if he gets his sword ever, he'll smack the crap out of everybody in this.
Right. So, that's not good. Okay.
Except for Ner'zhul, I guess.
Here's an interesting one.
I agree, Courtney.
I love interesting ones, yeah.
Pennywise
Oh shit. Okay.
Lich King, bring him in.
versus
That tongue.
Homelander.
Oh my.
Can I ask a question on behalf of everybody here? Why'd you pick the one with his tongue hanging out?
You know why?
Is it because of
Man, get that milk up in me.
he wants? some
Actually, that's
milk?
what Homelander's saying. You haven't seen
No.
The Boys, Matt, so you
I
don't
have
realize
seen
how
it. He's
hilarious.
saying that from the woman, actually. The
Okay.
from yeah.
Matt, you gotta watch The Boys. Great show.
I've seen the boys. I just
It's so good.
also this version of it's garbage. Like, come on.
I wouldn't say it's garbage. It's just like the It Chapter 2 was the funniest movie I've seen in years.
Oh, I thought you were talking about The Boys. I was like,
No.
I was like,
It
I don't
Chapter
think
2
like I have not read the comics, so I guess I can't really say this. But everything I've heard about The Boys comics is the show's better.
The show is way better. So let's find out what they're doing.
Yeah,
Let's
about to
find out
say,
what they're
'cause
doing.
It could go either way. It could go either way. Oh, well,
Okay, so
Homelander
Pennywise
loses.
wins,
He's
right?
Stupid.
He's so dumb.
Homelander is an idiot.
Homelander's
Like,
an
that's done.
idiot, and
He's an
Pennywise.
Yeah, he's so stupid.
Pennywise. I mean, isn't Pennywise like 1,000 years old or some shit? Like he's got to have picked up a few
You
things.
have to be able to like have common sense to kick Homelander's butt.
Yeah.
Pennywise
He's an idiot.
Pennywise thrives on
Stupid kid.
his opponent being prone to psychological duress, and I don't think anyone is more prone to that than Homelander.
Yep.
He's breastfeeding as an adult. Guys.
Easy,
Yeah.
Let's
easy win. Easy win. Pennywise takes it.
I
get
honestly,
Homelander out of here.
I
Delete him.
honestly thought Pennywise was gonna be really easy to defeat.
Yeah, you thought.
Oh, that's so funny.
I mean,
I so appreciate whoever submitted Homelander. I really, really do.
Austin submitted him right before, like I was looking him up, and then I looked, and Austin had already submitted him. So thank you,
Excellent.
Austin.
Excellent. Great submission. Hate to
think
see
he-
him go so early, but hey.
No, I'm thrilled. So there is
that
a
was
like
beautiful.
the power levels in the first half of this are like I don't again, I didn't make these matchups.
Are we
but it
about
seems
to
me-
take a significant dive?
No, not yet. But the power levels, like for the first 8 or so, are much higher than the second half. I feel like
Ooh,
Loki.
Loki.
versus not the pictured version. Maybe I'll think about it. Virgil from Devil May Cry. That is Virgil from DMC. I specifically looked up Virgil fedora because I remembered he wore a fedora, and I want to mock Virgil as much as possible. Okay, so let's see what they're doing.
Let's see what they're doing.
Very, very few things in here that could make Virgil lose this.
Well,
Incapacitation with prep. Okay.
Interesting.
All right. So now tell me a little bit about Virgil, Steven. What's maybe your argument for Virgil here?
He's nigh unkillable.
Courtney says Virgil's a little bitch, so
Well, you know Dante, right?
yes, but like all I really know about them is they shoot guns and have swords and do all sorts of crazy stuff. So fighting
Virgil,
demons.
My main power check for Virgil is that in one, I think it was a cutscene for one of the games, Dante and Virgil's Dante's brother, by the way. Dante and Virgil were fighting in the rain, and they were swinging their swords with such speed that they were able to make the area in which they were a null zone for the rain. So they were chopping every raindrop in half before it could hit the ground.
okay.
So that's a speed level for Virgil.
Okay.
His sword, Yamato, is able to warp space and time.
Mm-hmm.
He is a half demon. He is in DMC, he's a half demon, half angel, but that's not canon. But extremely resilient to, again, kind of power check. Death Battle did Bayonetta versus Dante,
Mm-hmm.
and Bayonetta in their mock-up stabbed Dante with both of her swords, and he kept fighting and then won with swords in his chest.
Nice.
So he is extremely resilient, but he is very arrogant, hates humans, despises them to a point to where he would constantly underestimate them.
He and Loki would get along great.
They would.
Loki is also an Asgardian. So,
But if it's the
Almost
as
immortal as
pictured
well.
version, which I think it is, in Loki's case, it's the as pictured version. In Virgil's case, it's not, because I don't know enough.
If we're doing as pictured, we have. I mean, if we're just doing a straight as pictured here, which we should, if we're doing it to 1, Loki would win hands down.
See, what I don't think Loki could fight Virgil toe to toe. It doesn't sound like, but I do think Loki could trick Virgil somehow.
Absolutely. And I think that's where Loki gets a case for his victory.
Mhm.
Not saying that Loki wins, because I personally think Virgil would win. But the real argument to be made here is that this has prep time, of which Virgil would not benefit at all.
Mhm.
And Loki would, because 1, Loki is cunning. 2, I had this conversation with Courtney. Virgil, a lot of Virgil's powers, specifically bending space and time, all that stuff, comes from the sword.
Mm.
I think that any character that's not stupid, Loki is not stupid, with the prep time disclaimer, would be able to go into that fight knowing that his powers come from the sword.
I think there's a lot of things working in this scenario for Loki. The fact that it's an incapacitate with prep. So to your point, like, he can learn a little bit, he can prep a little bit, but also I feel like Virgil's going to be more equipped in this situation to kill, and I don't know how easily he could incapacitate.
How do you incapacitate Virgil, though? Like, I don't.
I'm just thinking that Loki would do some sort of illusion as soon as Virgil walked in, where either Virgil thinks he's grabbing his sword, but he actually grabs like some sort of
That's
device
the
or item that traps
Yamato
him.
Yamato never leaves Virgil's hands. I'm pretty sure he showers with Yamato in his hands.
Or well, even beyond that, like Loki puts an illusion of himself in a box that he illusions to make it not look like a box, and then
He
Virgil
makes a box
goes
that
in there
says,
for a
"Put your-
hit, you know?
here."
Yeah. And then it closes him up, you know, hits him with
Yeah.
gas. I don't know. I feel like Loki with prep would be hard to.
But see, Loki is also arrogant.
Mm-hmm.
Dudes, Loki would turn into Virgil's mom. Interesting.
Would that shut him down?
Does Loki have the capability to know who Virgil's mom is?
I feel like Loki has some level of mind reading, right?
Also, would Loki be able to get over his own mother issues long enough to take?
He knows that
daddy
could
issues,
that could
let's be
incapacitate him.
He had both issues, but I
He had many issues.
I think he's more affected by his mother than his father.
He had brother issues.
I don't know. Like, I think that MCU Loki is significantly weaker than comic Loki. I think MCU Loki is just kind of a resilient space being.
I put a poll in the chat. I don't know. I think it may just be you and Courtney Vortex there, but or Austin. Just go ahead and vote. But I don't know, Steven. I think with incapacitation, I think Loki has a little bit of an upper hand here, because I agree with you. If this was to the death, and especially after your description of Virgil, I don't think Loki stands a chance. But
I don't know how he'd incapacitate him though.
I mean, I think. I mean, I don't know what. Again, I don't know Virgil's power level, but I feel like he could be put in a box that gasses him, and I think Loki could trick him into that box. But I don't know Virgil well enough, so
I just don't see it, especially when
Matt. This is why you're here. Right? Be the tiebreaker. Where are you lying here?
Loki wins.
Okay.
Why though?
The chat is in favor of that as well so far. It's 2-1 with 3 votes for Loki.
I just don't see it. Even the as pictured versions, if we're going by as pictured versions, the power levels aren't even comparable.
So I get why, Steven, why you're feeling like Virgil would be it, but I just think the fact that Loki could, I mean, you know, you have time to prep, he can outsmart him. He can research, he can find things. if I remember, he can also like see ways between the different realms again, right? At some point.
This version can't.
Oh, this one can't. Not him. He's later on.
So,
Well,
so
my
the
my
only
my
thing
the
that's-
way I kind of see this, and I know I've said this several times, but like the way I see this going is like Virgil walks into the situation and none of it is real. You know what I mean? All of it is a Loki illusion, and Loki just tricks him into incapacitating himself somehow. You know?
give me just.
I don't know exactly what would incapacitate Virgil, but assuming Loki with this prep time could.
That's the thing that's keeping me from saying Loki takes it, is that I just don't know what Loki would do to incapacitate him.
Get him in the box that he put Thor in.
Yeah, that's exactly the vision I have, and like I think getting him in that confined space should count enough. But then I think if you hit him with some sort of like knockout gas or something like that, that'd be the signed, sealed, delivered deal right there.
Or he
I
could
mean,
trick him into the prison in Asgard.
He has the ability to, but he has the ability to warp space and time, so he can teleport.
Oh, he can teleport.
Yes.
That changes things.
Well, I feel like the Asgards though would have a way to prevent the teleportation, seeing as they have the ability to control, or the Infinity Cube or whatever it was.
Well, this version of Loki is less sorcerer than comic Loki.
Wait, he's got the thing. He's got the Tesseract, and he's got the power of Thor. Not Thor. Thanos. Like easily. This one, he's got the Tesseract on that. He's basically got infinite power because of that. He has the ability to open up a portal.
But does he have that
in this version of the Loki?
This version? But he doesn't. Thanos doesn't answer to Loki. So
correct. I think if Thanos wanted enough for Loki, skip the Thanos part. He has the Tesseract wand. He has the staff or whatever it's called.
It's the mindset stone.
Yes. He could trick the crap out of our boy over here, Virgil.
But we do know that he has to make contact with him, and at Virgil's speed.
Virgil does have speed, yes. However, Loki can just appear behind you because he can trick you. Virgil's walking forward. He thinks it's him. Suddenly, you end up behind him, and he touches him with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is I think Loki would have such an illusion going that Virgil wouldn't know what's real, and Loki could easily sneak around and get that hit. And yeah, that's an even better argument. Is the Mind Stone. Utilizing that to just incapacitate Virgil from there.
So this is where it gets tricky. Does he have the Mind Stone though? Does he have all of that? Because I guess
he has the scepter. He's got the scepter.
It is during the Avengers, so yes.
Yeah. So he would do the same thing he did to Hawkeye and that professor from Thor who goes crazy or whatever. Selvig, yeah. Selvig. I think that would be the situation, and I think it would go a lot like how it did with Hawkeye, where he just kind of appears next to him and dings him, and goes. So
he dings him. Yes, I like that idea.
Mm-hmm.
Just walks up.
So I think
and withstood a decade of the King of Hell's mental torture.
I mean, that's my other question, and you I said the box, and then after we made a deliberation, you were like, well, he can teleport, and it's like, oh, okay, you didn't tell me that. Can he?
I said he can bend space and time.
I missed that at the beginning.
I mean, teleport though. Space and time is like the time. Like, are we fighting Doctor Who here?
Can he be mind controlled? Does he have anything?
Courtney, I was looking up because I know Virgil.
Guys.
I know Virgil uses illusions, but not to the degree that Loki does. But I didn't know if he had any kind of resistance towards illusion or mind control. Because if he does, then that changes things. But I don't know.
But they're also both very cocky, so you also have to put that into play. I mean, hella cocky.
Yes.
So, I mean, either of them could fall for.
They're a match made in heaven.
If Virgil, well, not heaven, but Virgil, if he can make an illusion that'll trick Loki, something to do with like killing Thor or whatever, especially in this scene.
He doesn't have that elaborate. It's more so he can create mirage. Like he can have a clone of himself. I think is one of the things he can do, or he can have like illusion blades, like he can have spectral blades and stuff like that. So it's less illusions, more light conjuration.
So Courtney says that he has been mind controlled, but he broke out of it. So
which he?
She's talking about Virgil.
Loki.
No, Virgil.
On his own accord. Hawkeye had to get smacked in the head.
Yeah.
Flip a coin. We do need to move on.
All right,
Just one
dice.
point.
I got the die. Let me get the die out. I got the die.
I say it's Virgil personally.
All right,
roll
Matt.
the
Matt,
D20.
roll a d20. If it's higher than 10, it'll go to Virgil. If it's lower than 10, it'll go to Loki.
Good night, Austin.
Night,
Here we
Austin.
go. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Yep.
11.
Dang.
Wow.
Virgil takes it, but I like that in the end it was that close. Even
It was
still,
50-50.
even still, it was that close.
Loki put up a better fight than I thought he would.
I seriously, that was if that had been a battle to the death, Steven, after your description, I would have just given it to Virgil. Honestly, I would have had no arguments.
I do think that the situation made it to where Loki had a good chance, but I think because
It's power of the will.
Virgil's got such a level of resilience and he's hard to incapacitate, I just didn't see a path to victory for him. Okay, here we go. We're getting into the ridiculous ones.
Oh, now we're getting ridiculous.
I thought we
Yep.
already hit ridiculous.
An hour and 10 minutes in. Oh
Okay,
my
she
God.
loses. She
Mara
loses.
from
100%.
Aquaman?
Nope, dead.
Oh, sorry, no, that's Amber Heard.
Okay.
actually.
I was about to say, let's back this up because I've never seen this movie. Does she go bad or
No, it's-
are
it's
we?
Amber.
It's just Amber
Amber
Heard.
Heard.
Okay,
Amber Heard.
great,
Sorry.
great.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Amber Heard
JD for life.
versus Christine, the haunted car from that Stephen King book.
All right, let's pick what they're doing. Because honestly, no matter what, I hate Amber Heard. Unless it's how to be the biggest loser.
Oh my
To say
God.
nicely.
Ring
Car.
match. Okay.
Car.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the car takes it. I don't know how.
She can throw water with freaking who?
I don't even think she can do that. I think it's
She can't even do
just
that.
it's just Amber. It's just
Amber Heard.
Oh, why did you pick
She-
that picture of her? Pick the one of her crying.
No,
with
I
her
picked-
dog
I picked
slept on a
that-
bee.
I picked that for the joke of being like, Mara, oh, I'm sorry, no. It's Amber Heard.
Yeah. Yeah, the car wins. Sorry.
I just, it's such a funny image to me. She's like trying to I'm pretty sure Rick and Morty did a joke like this, or some show did, where it was like man versus car. And like the man's trying to like push the car and the car just runs him over.
That's exactly how I envision this going.
Oh, man.
Car wins.
Excellent.
Great.
God, I hate Amber Heard. Why'd you put her on the screen?
She's gone now. She can't hurt you.
She's gone. She can't hurt you.
Oh, she still can. She'll just start another lawsuit again.
Okay. Here we go. Round 7.
Oh, all right.
Umbridge.
I hate her. I quit. All right, I'm running.
Umbridge.
Baited.
So Matt, before you show the next one, Steven, Matt, when I submitted this to Steven, I said Umbridge, and then I put in parentheses that pink bitch from Harry Potter.
And
I love it.
that description made me be like, oh, yeah, her. I didn't know who Umbridge was until I read that.
I love it.
All right,
Okay.
who's she going up against here?
Megatron.
Megatron. I hope he just stomps on her.
What are they doing? What are they doing? Please be something
She
good.
has magic is the problem.
Yeah. It's
No items.
Voldemort all
no
over.
items. No items.
All right, Megatron wins. Megatron. She has no wand.
Shit, yeah, no one.
She's just a regular lady in pink.
He stomps on her. He stomps her.
He
100%.
just stomps on her.
Chat. Let's get behind this chat. Easy.
man.
I'm willing to concede to that one. Yep, I think
Can
that's
Dumbledore be sitting on Megatron's shoulder while this
Oh
happens.
my
in
God.
Harry Potter? I want both of those to be up there.
I am pretty sure Steven, is Anna like nearby? Don't wake her, don't call her.
Hey, Anna.
Wizards
Anna?
cannot use magic without their wands, right? That's what I want to know.
Yes, that is correct. Most wizards can.
About to
she went
say, yeah,
upstairs.
I think they actually can.
Some wizards can, but I don't think she is one of them.
I don't think she's. I think
Okay.
Voldemort can.
Like, hey, Anna.
You said Hannah.
I know. That was for the time. So the current matchup is Umbridge versus Megatron. No items. She can't use magic without her wand, right? Except for like maybe little spells like Accio and stuff like that.
You can't do Accio.
But she's not really advanced, right? She just played the game to get high up in Wizard Society, right?
I don't even
She's
think
nodding vigorously, saying yes. That is
she's
correct.
she's a basic
So she
bitch.
should
Let's get
not
out
be able
here.
to use any magic.
She cannot use any magic, like, because this isn't a matter of she uses a spell to retrieve her wand. This is, even if she could use some magic,
You can't
she
even
is
Accio
stuck
without a wand.
using. But I thought Am
You can't Accio without a wand.
But I thought don't wizards Accio their wands to them?
No, you just pull it
They
out of your
usually in a duel, like
Yeah, but
that's
I
one of
thought
the
there was-
ones Harry likes to use is to Accio someone else's wand to
pocket.
him.
He
So
Accios it with his
But
head wand, right?
Yeah,
for some
yes,
reason I've had
yes.
it in my head that I've seen in one of the movies somebody like brought their wands to them.
Well, I'm sure Harry did, but he's also
There's what?
There's a whole chapter about how Harry learns not to use it a lot.
There's a whole chapter where Harry
From what I remember.
learns how to use magic without his wand, but that's not Umbridge. So
That's
we
Harry
are to
Potter.
assume that the way this goes about is that they are fighting in the halls of Hogwarts. They yell
in the
fight.
Great Hall.
Megatron walks up and just stomps her into a pink pool. Looks to his left, and Dumbledore goes, 10 points to Decepticons.
hey,
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I think that's fair. Even if she could, even if she could use like, let's assume smaller scale spells without a wand,
Right.
'cause she
she's
expects
gonna
to
need
solve
something crazy to fight Megatron.
it. Also, I think
So-
if we're in the Great Hall, because you just mentioned we're in the Great Hall, right?
No
Basically,
kid,
where
no
she-
one else, no one's gonna help her. You know what I mean?
Every single student will just cast a damn paralyze on her.
I-
Every single student will just paralyze her.
I'm picturing in Gladiator when Commodus is fighting Maximus in the final battle and he loses his sword and he's going up to all the guys that are surrounding with their shields. He's like, "Give me a sword!" And they're all just like, "Nope." They shoot their swords. And they cover it
No,
up with their
I don't have one. Sorry.
shield. I don't have a sword. What's a sword?
Yeah, no, I think she gets stomped, and that's it.
Okay.
That's the end of it.
And the whole room
Umbridge is
cheers.
now. Everyone
Dead.
cheers. They give Megatron the sorting hat. He's Hufflepuff, oddly enough.
Oh, what did you say? Oh gosh,
My bones are brittle. If I don't drink a gallon of milk every day, I'm gonna die.
that's what Dolores Umbridge said as she died.
That's her final words. Yep.
this
Her
is an
final words were,
interesting
"I'm a loser."
matchup that I'm kind of excited about. Austin, if you're still here, you may want to stay for this one.
Joker.
The
Yep.
Joker.
Now,
Okay.
I thought about submitting like 15 different Jokers and just like having each
They make
different Joker actor or whatever, but
I was going to put in here, like an opening act, a battle royale of all of the Jokers and the
to
Joker
see
that
which one
won
was
the
gonna
Joker.
be
Yes.
in. Okay, yeah,
I
yeah.
thought about doing that. Joker versus Vas Montenegro from Far Cry 3.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Hmm.
Two psycho people.
Yes.
Both the scars.
Both the scars.
One of which is probably more cunning than the other. One of which is probably a lot more physically dominant than the other. Let's find out what they're doing.
Let's find
Pie-eating
out.
Contest. Come
I
on,
hope they have a
pie-eating
dance
contest.
off. I hope they have a dance off.
Oh my god. Oh,
Woo!
I love
was
the
so
power
close.
of the wheel, baby. So,
Okay.
Steven, you were saying one of them is physically stronger than the other. I assume that's the Far Cry gentleman.
Oh, absolutely. Voss is in the prime of his life. He is physically, he is very much in shape and physically dominant. And
Still
if you're
crazy, but-
talking a race, I think both of them could get access to a vehicle about the same level of ease. So I don't think saying one has a vehicle, the other doesn't. I don't think that is.
I don't think we put vehicles in here at all. I think we thought it was a
I-
foot race.
I agree, but I was just nipping that in the
Let
bud
me-
in case it was a thing.
Let me ask this: is this strictly a foot race, or can there be sabotage of any kind?
This
Well,
thi-
sabotage. What type
this
of
isn't
sabotage are we
this
talking?
isn't a wacky racers situation
Right.
to where Joker has laid traps.
Well, especially when you brought
Right.
up they could get a vehicle, I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure Joker's vehicle can like shoot oil, can probably
Yeah.
shoot rockets. Like,
this is not a wacky racers type
okay,
situation.
This is
if
Mario
this is
Kart,
if
but
this
with
is a
humans.
foot race from point A to B, I feel comfortable giving it to Voss. I don't think there's any reason to think that Joker would be
It-
fast enough.
I think it would go to Voss because Joker, it almost seems like he would try to goad him into falling for traps or whatever. But Voss, I think he is insane, like he's crazy, but also he is very determined and motivated. So I think that he would more so be focused on the win than the Joker would. And
Oh, yeah.
and so I think Voss would win. Like he's not extraordinarily fast, but I think he's definitely. I mean, Joker is old.
It's definitely
and
not
brittle.
extraordinarily fast. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it goes to Voss.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I absolutely agree. My last argument for Joker though would be that I think Joker would try to fuck with Voss more than Voss would try to fuck with Joker,
The boss would just run ahead of him.
and Voss would just be faster.
Voss, I just don't think would care.
Yeah.
Because like if Joker knew what buttons to press, he would. But
See, I think Joker would find him pretty quick, but
it's a race.
But yeah, you're running. Like, by the time he
I mean,
figures it
I'm
out,
assuming
He's googling on his BlackBerry. He has a
Voss is
BlackBerry
already-
because he's
Voss
old.
is just hauling it.
I'm assuming it's a pretty long race, like maybe a whole length of a beach or
I'm
something.
thinking 100-yard dash here. Like
Okay.
Joker Joker hires a Skyrider after he finds all the information. Voss is a day's trek ahead of him, and the Skyrider says, "Your sister says hi," and then Voss just crawls into a corner. He's inconsolable. Joker wins.
But
He crumbles. Yeah. Let's give it to Voss. We could make some arguments, but I think ultimately that's where it needs to land.
I think if it
Sad-
was like a cat and mouse situation.
Sad way for Joker to
would-
go. Sad way for
it-
Joker to go.
it-
But
it
hey,
is.
it's
But also
power of the wheel.
Maleficent got disrespected. No, wait, who was it that got Homelander got disrespected by a battle of wits. So
I mean, God, it's not that hard to disrespect him. What on?
Yeah,
That
I don't think that was the worst thing ever for Homelander. So
El Sueño,
who is this guy?
he is the villain of Ghost Recon Wildlands. He is the head of a drug cartel. Very charismatic, very physically dominant.
Can you dance?
Probably not.
We'll find out.
All right. I just want to know.
Versus Aaron Keener, creator of the Rogue Division Network, one of the greatest villains in video game history.
This is from Division, right?
This is from the Division.
Interesting pair up.
Yes.
I hope it's a pie eating contest.
I'm
man.
gonna be
That'd
so
great.
pissed. My God. Okay.
Or even a race, honestly.
Do do do
Or
do
a dance off.
do.
We had a dance off. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Hide and seek.
seek.
I like this. Okay.
I'm gonna tell you right now. It doesn't really even matter which side, whether Sueño is seeker or hider. Keener's gonna probably win, but let's flip for it.
Let's
So
flip for
Matt,
it.
who do you want to?
I'll let you decide.
Let's
who's top
say
10.
let's say you're flipping for Keener. Heads is that he is hiding.
You mean
heads
above,
is seek.
above 10?
Oh, are we doing the dice roll? Okay,
Oh,
yeah, let's do that.
dice roll.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
So above 10, Keener is seeking.
Keener is seeking.
Okay.
What was it?
16.
16? Interesting.
A hard seek, too.
So Keener, I mean, he's seeking, right? How smart? You said charismatic is this drug dealer over here?
He I don't see any kind of like he is a probably a better leader than Keener is. He inspires his people more than Keener does. Keener is more of a loner that manipulates everyone into getting what he wants, and he's 4 steps ahead of everybody. So he outclasses Sueño in every way other than maybe charisma and strength. If they were in a straight up fist fight, Keener would lose.
However,
It'd be close, but Keener
this
would
is
lose.
hide and seek.
And you
And
are
drug cartels are really good at hiding.
division agents, even rogue ones, have access to pretty much any amount of government sanctioned information, surveillance. Keener is an expert at hiding, but any division agent is going to have a leg up in seeking because of what they have at their disposal.
Well, I was going to say, even as an expert hider, he would have a leg up in seeking. He's been hiding. He has experience at it. The one argument, what was this other guy's name? Fuego?
El
I
Sueño.
like
El
Fuego. I like
Sueño.
Fuego.
The only argument that I might see for him is if his people are very loyal, that they might help harbor him. But I think even beyond that, Keener's gonna either fight them or take on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel good. I feel comfortable giving it to him. So everyone in the chat seems to agree as well. So
Yeah, Keener is seriously such a good villain, and they did him dirty.
Keener lives another day
He does.
For now.
for now.
Now here's a fun one. You ready for this
I
one?
love fun.
The Predator
Ooh.
from the first Predator film
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Predator V1.
versus
Probably Terminator.
Deathstroke.
Ooh. Ooh. All right. What are they doing, Steven?
Please give me a dance off here.
Give me the
Really
wheel.
open variety contest.
Give me the wheel.
All right, we're gonna shuffle them because I feel like we haven't shuffled them in a while.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
Let's spin.
Do
All right, come on, Dance contest.
Ba,
Dance
ba,
contest.
ba,
Dance contest. Dance
boo.
contest. Oh, battle.
Oh,
of Wits.
Battle
Okay.
of Wits. Now, predators. Can they talk? I guess they can. They're just aliens, right?
They
Are we
okay.
saying,
Just
like,
out of
there's-
curiosity, where are you going with the thread of can he talk?
It's like if he's kind of just like a mindless one track mind hunter. But that's not. There's no argument for that. So anyway, well, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Matt,
I don't think he can talk.
he can't speak English.
Correct.
But they are able
So
to.
are we just talking about them yelling insults at each other, basically?
Battle of Wits? It depends on the situation.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
It depends on the pairing, really, because intellect comes in different forms, and so what we did in the past, because I think one of the ones that we did was if Battle of Wits opposing each other doesn't work, then we give them both an obstacle that is wit based, and we try to determine which one would figure it out first. So it can be because I think Han Solo and Chewbacca versus Rocket and Groot. That's what we did. Was we couldn't determine which side had the leg up in wits, so we said, okay, if they are put in a situation like a puzzle to solve, which one's solving the puzzle first, or something like that. So with these, I think that any feasible battle of wits.
What I was going to say is when I think of Battle of Wits, I think of the Princess Bride and
Right.
the final fight that he has to do before he saves Buttercup.
Right.
I forget where it's the poison, and it's like, but if you drink, it might be in your cup, it might be in my cup, whatever, and it's like it's in both cups. Like that's kind of what I envision the Battle of Wits to be. But
a predator, it can be cunning.
Mhm.
In the like, for example, in the movie, the predator
original movie, right?
The original movie. Yes, the predator is stalking Dutch's team, and one of them laughs, and the predator records the laughter, and records like they've been known to record the audio of humans and use them as bait or to fool people. But you're talking about the greatest assassin in the world that's not going to fall for simple tricks like that. Any kind of hunting knowledge that this predator has, which, by the way, this predator is fairly low in the totem pole of predators. I don't think he's going to have anything to bring to the table, especially experience. And also, if we're talking Battle of Wits, he's the foreigner in this situation. So it's home field advantage for Deathstroke, in that the engagement's going to happen on Earth, because that is the closest to a neutral space that they both have been in that the contest could happen in. So I feel like any kind of mental battle, it's going to go to Deathstroke because, one, he's got experience, two, he's got home field advantage, and three, this predator's not even that high up the predator.
Well, and I haven't seen all the Predator movies, but don't they usually, like, the way they beat the Predator is they outsmart him, right?
Yes, he falls for traps all the time.
Yeah. I think for that reason alone, with this being a battle of the wits, like, maybe we could say they put up a fight, but I think once Deathstroke has an understanding of the limitations of this guy, it's a done deal. So yeah, that's where I'm leaning towards.
Any objections?
I do not object.
I'm not seeing much from the chat either. Courtney agrees that Deathstroke would probably take it, but yeah, that's interesting. I think if it had been like a battle to the death, it probably still would have gone to Deathstroke, but I think the Predator might have had a better
hide and seek, or cat and mouse. Is if the Predator was the cat, you could make a case for the Predator.
Yeah,
but there was very little because they have such a similar skill set, and Deathstroke's just the best at that skill set.
Right.
It's hard to make a case for just a regular Predator.
Right.
All right, here we go. This is the most nonsense round we'll have of the evening.
I can't wait.
Wicked Witch
Wicked
of the
Witch.
West.
Oh my God.
Give that to me one more time, Steven. Who is it?
The Wicked Witch of the West
Thank you.
versus the iceberg that sunk the Titanic.
Wow. That's too soon, man. Wow.
Well, you blame Jake. He submitted the iceberg that sunk the Titanic.
I'm so
Jake, how dare
glad
you.
that the iceberg. I was trying to bring the energy of like when people always like you've probably seen the meme, right, where it's a bunch of Disney villains and then somebody comments, they're like, who's that guy in the middle, and it's just some redneck with a gun or whatever, and they're like, oh, it's the greatest villain of all, that's the hunter who killed Bambi's dad. I was going for that energy, so
Wow. Well, I mean, honestly, let's see what they're doing.
let's see what they're doing.
Anything other than sitting there.
She melts to water, so let's see.
Oh, true. Please let it be just a fight. If it's just
That's a
fight,
really
usually
good
no
point.
items.
That's really funny.
Like, if it's anything but a dance match.
I mean,
she
it depends.
loses.
It depends if we want to get into like the wicked plays, because like technically that's a
Okay.
joke.
Yeah.
No
All right,
items.
I mean,
Fight to the death.
Iceberg wins. Again, water. That's it. Easy chat. Easy check.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't know what this looks like, but I'm gonna assume it's similar to the Titanic, right? The Wicked Witch of the West
Slides
is
into the side of it.
she flies into the side of it. It's
She can't
water.
fly into
She
the side of
melts.
it because she doesn't have a broom.
Oh,
There
true.
you go.
She-
That's
she
how she
has to get
hits.
out to
That's
it
how
in the
she hits
water.
it. She was flying. She entered a space and time where no items can exist. She falls from the sky and lands on the iceberg and melts.
Let's get a little crazy with it. She gets on a boat. She goes out there.
Mm-hmm.
She rows her way
Witch of the West.
halfway in the middle of the freaking Atlantic Ocean. Okay, right, and it's also 1912 again somehow.
Right.
And she just runs into the thing. She doesn't have someone to yell iceberg.
Someone needs to make.
She could melt
Yeah,
it, but she's in the middle of the
But
ocean.
yeah,
she'll start her
Courtney,
boat
if
on
she
fire.
melts it, she'll get wet and then she melts. You know what I
How's
mean?
she, how's she gonna melt it? Like, what capabilities does the Wicked Witch of the West have? Like, what does she need to cast her magic? How advanced
Her
is her
hand.
magic?
I was about to
Okay.
say it is. There are so many books, and like we could go into it, but she doesn't need like a wand or anything. Maybe a book if you want to go there, but
I think it's just like memorizing, like just it's like I want to do this, so let's make this do it.
yeah. I mean, she doesn't have. It's very vague, the limits of her power. So
Soft magic, yeah.
soft
Also,
magic, yeah,
icebergs are bigger under the water, right?
that's
So
true.
like she's gonna run into it because she's gonna have to get close enough to it to try and melt it, right? Her boat starts sinking. Water touches her foot, and she's just like, "Oh shit, I'm melting!" Oh, what a wow! Blah, 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 blah.
See,
Right?
I think she goes to fight it. Her boat hits the iceberg because she can't see under it, right? And her boat sinks and she dies. She melts in the water. So there you go.
She joins Jack.
She joins Jack.
R.I.P.
So the iceberg takes.
It takes his next victim.
Oh man, how many more original ones do we have, Steven?
Five more.
Brandon, she didn't have any monkeys.
We're almost.
Brandon's my friend. by
We
the way,
are
he's in
we
chat.
are at an hour and a half right now,
Yep.
and we have not even finished our first round. So keep going.
Okay. No one's gonna appreciate this one. This first one.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no items. She didn't even have a boat. She had
My
to swim
God.
out there. Oh my god.
Mitch Connor
Yep.
versus Paolo from Lizzie McGuire. Now,
Okay, give me a sing off here. Give me a sing off.
so Mitch Connor, just to explain that real quick before we. He's
Brandon,
the villain.
I'm sorry.
of-
I just want to address Brandon's comment here about monkeys trump all with the Wicked Witch of the West. You're right, except
1v1.
she wouldn't have her monkeys. But
Yeah,
you
Or a
know,
boat, she would have sunk in the water.
Yeah.
Because she didn't have an item.
Yeah,
She
no
didn't have a
items. She
boat.
has to get
She
out
had
there.
to swim.
She has to
She
swim in
died before she even
iceberg
gets
waters.
Like,
okay. I'm sorry. What were you saying about Mitchell McConaughey or whatever the hell?
Mitch
whatever-
Connor
Uh-huh.
is the villain of South Park: The Fractured Butthole.
Okay.
He is also. There's an episode of South Park about basically.
Is this
Mitch
the
Connor-
hand? Is this
This
the
is
hand
the hand
puppet?
This is
Okay.
Cartman's hand. Basically, whenever Cartman is in a situation, this is a huge oversimplification. Whenever Cartman finds himself in a situation where he is in too deep and someone needs to take the fall, he just makes Mitch Connor out of his hand, and he's like, "Guys, Mitch Connor did it. I don't." That's Mitch Connor.
Okay. All right.
And Pablo is from the Lizzie McGuire movie, which I know we all know in this.
Paolo.
stream what that
Paolo,
is.
yeah.
Pablo. Pablo. I'm calling
Sing
Pablo.
to
I
me,
don't like him
Paolo.
anyways. Now you're
Okay.
shuffling every time. My hopes and dreams of a dance-off are going to just die here.
They don't change, Matt. Your hopes and dreams do not change.
All right, Paolo wins. I mean,
Yeah. How fast
seen
did
Cartman run?
that's an even better point.
So interestingly, though, in South Park: The Fractured But Whole, there is a moment when Mitch Connor is able to change from Cartman's hand to Kyle's hand. So maybe Mitch Connor in the race, when Paolo is, crossing the finish line, Mitch Connor in that second changes to Paolo's hand, which is the first thing to cross the finish line. Mitch Connor wins the race.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's a great point, because I thought you were going to say like he jumps to a different kid's hand, and I was like, ugh, but that's like they'd have to know where the point A, point B, that kid have to get there faster than Paolo. It's back to the same race, but
makes
getting
Paolo
to
run the race
Paolo's
for
hand,
him.
actually, Paolo's too cocky to run the race himself. He thinks he's the shiznit.
would he
does.
manipulate a teenage girl to run the race for him? Is that how this
I
would
mean, I'm not saying he wouldn't.
He does have a moped.
He does have a.
We do know he has a moped.
That's true.
And we know he
Now-
likes lying to little girls who are teenagers.
No, his hand would still cross first. Steven, that's a really interesting,
It's not teleportation. It's trickery.
huh?
All right, well, that's an easy one then.
Mitch Connor
Paolo's out.
comes out. Courtney says, "I hope the next time Mitch Connor comes around is against Virgil." So
That'd be funny.
I think, I can't believe it, but let's give it to Mitch Connor. That's what a great throwaway for
was a good
Paolo. You know,
Gosh, I did
Just
not
throwaway
think
account.
Mitch Connor would take anything.
you had a good enough
he's
argument.
Literally a 10-year-old's hand puppet.
Well, if the puppet can jump, from hand to hand.
I honestly didn't even think about that till we were till
Here,
the
so you were
puppet
here,
started.
yeah. I mean, it didn't matter until it was a race.
Yeah.
So
All right. Dr. Eggman, which you called in the text, and I thought this was fun. This is the one I forgot to mention, Mr. Eggman. This is before he got his PhD. Versus Handsome Jack.
oh, okay,
Jack.
all
Handsome
right.
Jack.
Well,
It's
let's see what
probably
they're
gonna be
doing.
Handsome
Let's see
Jack.
what they're doing.
Let's see.
Hope it's in like a. If it's a race, actually, he would lose. All right, ring match. Oh, yep, ring match. Wait,
Dang!
Wow, hide and seek. Okay, who's Are you
right, 10 or
gonna
higher.
do a dice roll, Matt? 10 or
10
higher?
or higher is Handsome Jack is
Sure,
seeking.
sure, yeah.
Handsome Jack is hiding it as a 6.
Okay.
Okay.
Now I don't know a lot about Handsome Jack, so someone fill me in. What's kind of his story?
Villain of Borderlands.
He is the main villain of Borderlands 2. He is the best villain Borderlands has ever had and ever will have.
Mm-hmm.
He is the CEO of what's the company? Hyperion. So he has basically endless resources. He has armies of robots. These honestly are a very good pairing. But he also has very effective teleportation technology and decoy / hologram technology.
Mm.
He can nuke cities off of a planet.
Yeah.
If the city doesn't fly away.
Like-
Brandon pointed out a good point, though. Other guy's got a mustache.
He's seeking though.
Yeah, it's a great. Yeah, it's a good thing. Eggman is not hiding.
He should be thankful he's not hiding because
Yeah.
you can't hide that mustache. I think
he
it's
can
Handsome
use the
Jack.
mustache to his ability because he'll be like, well, let me smell out this mustache pleb. But yeah, no, Handsome Jack
I will say
all day.
let's not sell Eggman short because he's used to pursuing Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
So he
How how does Handsome Jack's teleportation work? Because I like the idea of Handsome Jack proper when he feels like he's being closed in on. Can he just press a button and he's somewhere
Yeah,
else?
pretty
Okay.
much.
Okay.
Also,
Yeah.
also he has several people that he's paid to undergo facial reconstruction surgery and voice reconstruction surgery to act as body doubles for him, one of which you play in Borderlands the pre-sequel. His name's Timothy, and he did it to get rid of his student loans, and he's my favorite character in Borderlands. So Eggman could find who he thinks is Handsome Jack, but it's actually just one of his many body doubles.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was about to say.
yeah, I forgot about that.
If Handsome Jack didn't have this type of like understood abilities about him, I think this would have gone to Eggman, because to the same tune, Eggman commands an army of robots and he could easily have thousands of robots searching. But if Jack specifically is known for having decoys, body doubles, and can teleport at will, that's going to be hard to find.
And the fact that it's prep time as well.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
got all of
shit, was
Hyperion
it
behind
prep?
him, so
Yeah, I believe it was prep.
it was not
Dang.
prep, I don't think.
No, it
no,
didn't.
no, it was hide and
Okay, no,
seek.
it was. I was thinking of the ring match thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, still,
Regardless, yeah.
He can. Yeah, he
he's got all of that already made. Like he doesn't need to.
Yeah, it seems like he was born to hide. So,
Yes.
wow. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm good with giving that to Handsome Jack.
Okay.
Sorry, Eggman.
Yeah, go get a doctorate and try.
I
Again.
like that. I like how the only character that you took the time to mask out by background.
It's
Handsome
part of
Jack.
it's part of the charm of the series.
He searches
take the first-
PNG and
I
takes
take
the
the
first
first-
one.
I take the first PNG or JPEG I can find. I don't show any favoritism towards anybody.
I think
Actually, that's not true. Bowser.
Bowser only in T pose, correct? Because that's what I
Oh,
want.
correct. Only in T pose.
Only in
Okay.
T-pose.
I don't think anyone's going to know who this is. Matt, you might. I don't know how much Killing Floor you've played. The Patriarch.
I've seen a little bit, but not enough. However, Bowser's in T pose, so he's going to lose no matter what.
The Patriarch's trying to do T pose.
Unless it's a race. If it's a race, Bowser wins.
Yeah, let's see what they're doing.
Wait, is that two Bowsers? Because
No,
there's
that. Why is it?
Is that Baby
you can't have
Bowser?
Two Bowsers. That's not. Yeah, get rid of Bowser. Get rid of Baby Bowser. Wow. now he's missing half his arm. I'm falling.
Great Photoshop, Steven. Really impressed.
This is the quality content you get here at footsushi.org.
Yep,
Like
there
and
you go.
subscribe.
Like and
Hitting the
subscribe.
Race. Oh, dang it. Battle of wits.
It's the power of the will, baby. It's the great
I think
equalizer.
Bowser wins. I mean, he steals.
Yeah, I gotta give it to him too, because I don't think the patriarchy, what is his name?
Patriarch is
Not
a
patriarchy.
Patriarch is a genetic scientist.
Okay.
Is he
still
still
wins.
intelligent in this form?
Yes, he's crazy, but he is fully cognitive. So really, it depends on what we decide on a battle of wits. Because is Bowser witty?
I was about to say Bowser. This is kind of the Fred Flintstone and Roadhog situation all over again. It's like Bowser's not stupid, but he's not credibly smart. So if you're telling me this guy is a evil genius,
He is more intelligent than Bowser. I think it's pretty easy to say that he's more intelligent than Bowser. In terms of his level of cunning or wit, it depends on, like, I would need to be given a metric for, like, what is Bowser's greatest feat of cunning.
I don't know. How is Peach always in a different castle? You know.
Amen. Like, let's just start there.
Let's start there.
Is that because Bowser's cunning, or is that because Mario's stupid?
How dare you? Brandon pointed out Bowser is a turtle.
He is a turd.
He'd be
and-
stomping turdies.
He'd be stomping turdies.
Mario be stomping turdies, man. Honestly, though, for chance, could Bowser win? the like kind.
I mean, with life being but a mere transaction, Bowser is really nothing but a 1%er taking shortcuts
of the like kind, perchance.
of the like kind perchance.
Honestly, Bowser loses just because of the fact that
I just
I don't see with this guy being a genius. I don't see a situation where Bowser wins. So
okay. I don't either. Like, and again, I'm not dunking on Bowser, but my knowledge of the patriarchs, like his skill set, is more than Bowser's because Bowser.
I
feel like
Bowser pretty much just has like the means
yes.
to kidnap Peach, and it's not necessarily that he's smart. He just has. I mean, obviously, he's stronger than anyone from, like, physically stronger than anyone from Mario's troop. But he always has like a ship or some kind of grappling gun or some crazy device that just grabs Peach. So I don't know that he's necessarily, and to our knowledge, he's not creating these things. So I don't see how he would beat the patriarchy. But
the patriarch, it's not the patriarchy.
Courtney pointed that out too.
Okay.
And now we're finding the patriarchy.
Cannot wait for
Bowser's not doing any favors for the patriarchy, so
I cannot wait for Patriarch versus Mitch Connor.
Mitch, 100% all day, no matter
okay,
all day, every day.
Again, I don't think people are going to appreciate this one.
Oh god,
Love it.
wow.
Yzma
versus Adam Scott's character from Step Brothers. I'm going to switch these sides. So there we go.
Wait, I want the whole family included in this. We need the whole family in this.
They are all singing "Sweet Child of Mine" together, so they're a unit.
Sweet child of mine.
If you've never seen this scene, this is probably the greatest villain introduction of all time. The way I describe it is that Grand Moff Tarkin in Star Wars blew up an entire planet of people. This guy, this freaking douchebag, sang "Sweet Child of Mine" with his family, and I hate him more than I hate Grand Moff Tarkin.
Yeah, I think
why do we hate him? I'm sorry.
You just gotta watch.
You
the
gotta
scene.
watch the movie. Watch Step Brothers.
Is he just not a good singer?
No, he's just he is the
dick.
He's he's such a dick. Like
okay.
Chat. Hair, I just want to slap him.
Chat, back me up here.
So basically, they're singing "Sweet Child of Mine," and it's his wife's turn. She's on verse 2, and he's just like, "Okay, let show me what this $6 million in vocal lessons is for." And she starts singing, and he's just like, "Terrible. You don't even look good doing it." Like, he's just an awful person.
An ass the whole
wow,
show, the whole movie. So let's see what they're going to do, but I know who I'm voting for. He's a super douche.
And then when it gets to the guitar solo, he starts a cappella. They're singing a cappella, by the way, which makes it even worse. He starts doing the guitar solo a cappella, and in the middle of the guitar solo, he falsettos the line, "My name is Derek, and I can sing high like this," and then nearly gets his family in a head-on collision with another car because they're driving.
Wow.
Let's see what they're up against.
What are they doing? What are they doing?
I hate this guy. I hope it's something like Yzma. I hope Yzma wins.
I was going to say,
I've never said that before.
Oh man, I was literally about to say, if she can't have items, I don't know how she's gonna win.
We do know Derek has washboard abs. He makes a note of that.
He shows them off, I think.
Shows them off. He does.
Unfortunately, Yzma loses in this because she's a 4,000-year-old lady.
I was gonna say, I'm trying to think of a situation. How could she do it? She literally, like, one of the things I'm thinking of her smashing that, like, she's smashing with a hammer some stuff, but she needed the hammer. It's like, I don't know. So yeah, I got nothing. That's the worst thing she could have landed on for her. So sorry.
Oh my God. If you haven't watched that scene from Step Brothers, just look up Step Brothers car scene, watch it, and then you can understand. I cannot believe.
I don't know who submitted that, but
I did. I submitted Derek. Because I was like, we're doing villains. He is one of the worst characters.
I think he's the most hated.
I hate him so much. Oh man.
Okay.
Pagan Men from Far Cry 4 versus I was reading Courtney's comment. Shredder.
Great picture. Great picture
you.
of Shredder.
If I see a funny picture, I gravitate towards the funny picture. in
Yeah,
case that wasn't
yeah.
clear.
I
Okay.
figured with
Bias in the
Bowser.
picture selection.
Don't worry about it. What are they doing?
What are they
off.
doing?
I'm eventually going to get a dance off.
You had one.
But a better
Fight
one.
to the death.
All right. Well,
Okay.
RPGs win all day, every day.
With
With
prep.
prep time.
With prep time. I mean,
Pagan Min is the ruler of an entire country.
Yeah. I was going to say, do y'all ever, do you fight him per se, or do you just get the chance to shoot him?
I don't remember how that goes,
I
honestly.
think you fight him in the end.
Okay.
I think you shoot him down in a helicopter.
So here's my thing, and
It was funny, Courtney.
I
The
have
sooner
not.
you accept that, the sooner you can be happy.
I have
Go
not played this Far Cry, and I am a very passive fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So
I'm not going to disrespect Shredder like that. Shredder would win.
well, that's what I was gonna say. I was like, I feel like Shredder.
He literally
Is a-
has claws, and he's voiced by Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince.
Yeah, him
Shredder-
being a martial arts master, and I don't know, even if you throw in guns and
Pagan
helicopters
has
into that.
resources and guns. That's it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you're going to shoot a bazooka at a guy who's got blades on his hand, like whoop-de-doo.
He probably has some kind of 4-point RPG touch that can reverse the RPG and go
I
back to
don't
the.
think that's how RPGs really work.
4-point RPG touch. Wow.
Yeah.
I was just
Shredder.
gonna say he could dodge out of the way. I feel like, but yeah, I feel like
I mean,
it kind of
the
leans to
rockets kinda come
Shredder.
pretty fast. But
Look, he's got the skateboard.
Look, Steven, if you you know what, I need to see you skateboarding on Wednesday. Thank you at church.
Well, that's not going to happen. I don't own a skateboard.
Thank you, dodgeball. You know what? I can't believe this, but I'm glad that we have one skateboarder here because it's going to be interesting to see him fight Derek.
Yep, they're going to be the next match. They are star-crossed combatants at this point. It is happening, and yes, Courtney, Shredder is the leader of the Foot Clan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is it for the
That's
initial
the round. That's round
So,
1.
2 hours in, we did it.
We did it. 2 hours.
Now, let's go to round 2.
Oh my god.
I think what needs to happen going forward is we need to have a timer that's we have 2 minutes to deliberate.
That's fair. Vader versus Ozai.
Woo, what are they doing?
Please be a dance contest. Can you imagine Vader in a dance contest?
If Vader got 2
They
dance
just
offs,
did that.
I would lose it.
All right.
Oh God, incapacitation. Well, fucking force choke done. Right?
True. Yeah. I mean,
And and firebenders require the use of momentum to firebend.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, with the force, he can just force stasis, force choke at the same time, and he's done.
you just choke him out. That's all it
Yeah.
takes.
Yeah. I think that alone. I don't know how Ozai can combat the force. You
Right.
know.
And then
Dang.
if he gets any close, he'll just yeet a freaking lightsaber at him. GG.
And even if Ozai is getting force choked and he's just full on flame blasting Vader's face, what's he gonna do? He's already melted.
Yeah. You think Vader didn't make it a fireproof this time? He's not
He's
an idiot.
just
Yeah.
not impressed.
Yeah, no, not gonna nothing. So sorry, Ozai.
Wow, that was a
Hate
quick
to
one.
see you go.
Who does Vader fight now? Or does Vader fight
We'll
anyone?
find out in the next rotation.
Yeah, Vader makes it to the next round. That's
R.I.P.
he's saying.
There we
Lich
go.
King.
Lich
Brandon,
King
still here because this is an easy one.
Do you know who he's
versus.
going up against?
I've lost the thread.
Pennywise.
Oh God,
Right.
Pennywise.
Right.
Okay.
All right. Well, there's a very small thing that would. No, there's no. We'll see.
I don't know. I think Pennywise would take it and dance off. Please.
Yes!
Okay.
The great equalizer!
Praise the wheel. Praise the wheel.
So here's the thing. They're both dead.
Yeah, but Pennywise
is literally
got a big
demon that-
mouth.
He also literally eats his prey. He is the eater of worlds.
Yeah, but
Lich King has to take off his helmet to eat pie.
no, he doesn't. There's a mouthpiece through it in the middle, right under the.
Well, if it's a contest of who can eat the most pie in the quickest amount of time, that mouthpiece is going to be a huge disadvantage, Matt.
I cannot believe.
You see that tongue?
Do you see that blade? He's going to chop that stuff up with the blade. He's going to turn it into some kind of mat. Courtney, help me here. I need help.
No, sorry. There's no way. There's no argument.
He can eat. He would eat. He would eat.
That's fine that he can eat.
Very good, Lich King. You can eat pie.
The thing, can freaking make his mouth as big as all the pies that you want to put in this contest. He'll have 157 down in 2 seconds. It doesn't matter. It's over.
I don't know. I feel like we're not really giving the Lich King a chance here.
I mean, he could eat some pies, and maybe he could eat some pies quickly. I just don't see how he could eat pies faster than it.
Well, I mean, I guess so. The ability is just that the Lich King's side could eat the pies, right? Because
Are you
he can
asking
summon
me?
Zombies. He can summon a bunch of minions. I mean,
No, it wouldn't be that, like, he couldn't summon an army and the army count for his eating. It would be
But
just him.
He has to
we're
eat the
basing
pies.
their abilities. Oh,
Well,
dang it,
yeah,
you
but
know what?
it's individual stuff though.
This is the reason pie eating contest exists, Matt. Because you
Lich
have
King-
these stacked characters like Lich King.
I'm
who-
just gonna start sending you Lich King lore to watch, and
That's fine.
If you
in
can
there
send us
somewhere
one
is
where
that-
he can open a vortex into his mouth and suck up
if you can send me a
158
lore bit
pies.
where Lich King won a pie eating contest at some state fair in Alabama, then you know what? I'll retract this. I'll retract.
hold on. I'm on you. Has the Lich King won?
Oh man,
God.
yeah, we're moving on. I'm sorry.
Gosh, the freaking wheel, man.
The wheel, the
That
great
would be
equalizer.
Arthas. That would have been Arthas would have won it. He was the king, the prince. King, prince. I don't know.
Okay, this is an interesting matchup. Virgil, in his hilarious fedora hat, versus Christine, the demonic car, the book of the same name.
Wow, what are we doing?
Can't believe you guys are trying to argue that a demon that literally eats children and is known for eating would be beaten by the
Eating
Lich King.
people, not pies.
It applies. It applies. You know.
It applies. It like okay. In this event, there is not such a
The
there's
pies
not
are shaped
such-
like children. It doesn't
They
make
tell
any
him,
difference.
Hey, Pennywise, there's a kid in that pie.
Have you
in this
ever heard of the
situation-
barber of well shit, what's that game?
Barber of Fleet Street.
The Demon Barber of Flint Street. He made these pies.
Okay.
Sweeney Todd. Is that what you're referencing?
Sweeney Todd,
Yes.
thank you. I couldn't think of it. I just have Johnny Depp's picture in my head.
Because the Amber Heard.
Sure. Fight to the death. All right, Steven, can
With
Virgil
prep time.
beat
So-
the hell out of a car?
Is Christine smart enough to detect as a car that Yamato is the source of Virgil's power? Virgil wins.
Yeah, I don't see any. I don't know what all this car can do, but I'm assuming it's just a demon possessing a car, and I don't see how that beats. Virgil slays demons. Is that not his whole
He's a
thing?
demon, he is a demon. Yeah. There's nothing that. Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
Megatron versus Voss, and I'm really hoping for.
Oh
another
God.
upset. We've got to get Megatron out of play, everybody. Start manifesting dance contest and pie eating contest, everybody. We need this to happen.
I want a race.
If we get a race again for Voss, that would be really funny. Oh man.
we missed
Oh man.
Megatron.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Even with prep, I mean, what can Voss
Doesn't matter
do?
what- yeah, you shoot him with a rocket launcher, he just knocks it away, and then
Yeah.
he shoots you.
I'm thinking. I know they're like. I'm thinking.
There's no way we get Megatron out here. We don't.
There's- Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, our
I'm
best
sorry.
bet was the dance contest, but honestly, Megatron could probably dance. He's got a radio in him somewhere, I'm sure. Just jamming out to some '80s folk music all the time.
I was
know,
gonna say.
Even in a dance contest, though, I feel like Megatron would have
If
have an
Voss was
I'm
advantage.
saying
sticking with-
Megatron would win.
If Voss could
Uh.
stick him with drugs, then he'd have a chance. But unfortunately,
You
he
can't
is a
stick metal
robot
with
made of
drugs, that's not how that
metal.
Convince him, hey, can you somehow shove this into your arm?
Aaron Keener. This is gonna be a good one.
Okay.
Versus Deathstroke.
Ooh, yeah, good matchup
Throw
here.
it in. Let's see what we got. Watch this be the one that we waste our.
A big ass.
Yeah, we're gonna waste our dance battle on this.
Dun 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 dun. Bow.
Yep.
Wow.
Nope, no items.
Ooh, fisticuffs with no prep
item
time.
fight,
They just
okay.
see each other. They don't have any weapons. They got to go toe to toe. Steven? Yeah, sorry.
That's a bummer.
Keener's gone.
That was one of like I said before. That's his one that he doesn't have an edge on. That sucks. That
Courtney made a
sucks.
point. A big ass magnet could take down Megatron.
All I'm saying,
Boss is not
Steven,
known for his big ass
Steven,
magnets. What, Jake?
I just want you to know this is why I've been saying we need to put in more non-combat things like pie eating, like dance off, like
Nope.
you know.
Oh,
Nope.
the iceberg. Okay.
Here we go, iceberg.
Iceberg doesn't have hands, so that does not apply as a weakness.
Oh man, yep, he can't apparate to him or whatever
Get
now.
it? Let's see. That's Harry Potter. All right, no items. Prep. Okay, prep. I mean, they don't have items anyways, so this becomes a like. Do we re-roll?
I'm re-rolling.
That's just.
Why? What's the difference? What's the matter?
It's not going to make a difference. I mean, the only
Just
thing
let me re-roll.
Okay, ring match. Hey, go ahead, roll again, Steven.
He can't push the. The iceberg's gonna win this thing. The iceberg's the dark horse of this race.
I mean,
Oh my
Hey,
god!
hold on. How big is the ring?
It would have to be big enough to
matter. If we have the
encompass
iceberg
the
there,
iceberg.
It's got to be big enough for the iceberg. And
Can
the bottom
Mitch
of the
Connor
iceberg.
live long enough for the iceberg to start to melt? And if the water drips out of the ring,
I don't.
No, so it has to
I don't think
happen
so.
where the iceberg can fit, which would be in water with a secret underground portion of it.
now see, you can't make it
And
to where
whoever's hand that it's on is going to freeze to death, being around the gigantic glacier.
see
that is,
that using that argument is similar enough to me as teleportation in a race. You can't just always say, especially in a match in which the area that the match happens is the match. You can't just say it's happening in water because an iceberg's in water.
Well, no, we won't say it happens in the water. We'll just say that wherever they're having the fight, the iceberg, which is of course cold enough to be an iceberg, is going to probably freeze whoever's hand it's on to death, and then therefore
He doesn't have to fight it. He just has to outlast it.
Well, in this,
Iceberg
yeah.
outlast.
Well, actually, the goal here is to get it out of a ring, which he won't be able to do. So then it becomes a
doesn't need
test of who can survive longer, and I think the
doesn't-
iceberg beats him.
He doesn't
Iceberg
need to
wins.
get the iceberg out of the ring. The iceberg just needs to leave the ring, which means iceberg's not going to do anything to damage Cartman.
Mm-hmm.
we can't.
Cartman
put
needs
them-
all Cartman has to do is just stand there and wait for the iceberg to start to melt. Water leaves the ring.
Okay,
What's
But
the iceberg gonna?
that's not going to
Because
happen.
Cartman has to leave the ring.
You're setting.
That
the
would
table
take
at that point.
days.
That would take years. This is a freaking iceberg. It's still there. The one that hit the Titanic.
This isn't
still there.
happening. This isn't happening.
Yes, it is. I'm sorry.
the
Courtney
ocean.
agrees.
It has
Courtney
to
agrees.
happen in the ocean. It has to.
No, if we're saying that every time the iceberg is fighting, that the iceberg determines the location, then the iceberg should even be here in the first place.
Environmental conditions
here.
kill
Hang
the
on.
iceberg then.
But you're saying
It's okay.
environmental conditions
Hey.
kill everyone
Hey.
going up against the
Hey.
iceberg.
Hey, let's 50.
Hey.
Let's vote it.
It's happening at a rest stop. Either way, like I don't think it would count if just a little bit of water made it out of the ring.
Yes, it would.
I think the
I don't think
main
it would.
the core
It would,
mass would have
because-
to get out of the ring.
So if someone takes 1 foot out of the ring, which like in sumo wrestling, for example, if a foot leaves the ring, that's the point
To
of
that
sumo
argument,
wrestling.
if you could
This is a
get
ring match.
if you could get a corner of the iceberg off, then
Yes.
I'd make that argument,
Yeah,
but
but
not
it is
water
an
dripping
iceberg.
off of it.
It
But
probably
that is
weighs
that
hundreds
is
of
that is
millions
the
of
ice.
tons.
That is the iceberg. is the water from the iceberg. That counts as the
No, I don't.
essence
I don't
of.
think I think we're. What does chat think? Chat, hit us up with it.
I hate the fact that iceberg's even in here,
This is your fault that iceberg.
and this is a Buzz Lightyear assassinating face character Buzz Lightyear in Disney World all over again. I thought we were going to move past this.
Chat, please go vote.
You thought it
we
was
all
going to
know
be
who wins.
a one-off joke, and then it takes.
And
I couldn't think of his name, and I didn't want to interrupt you.
We know which one Steven voted for.
I'm not voting.
Man.
Wait, someone picked hand. Who picked hand?
We have
Hand?
3 votes. It's still iceberg. Matt, did you vote?
I did vote.
Okay, you voted for iceberg, so it's technically
Yes.
50-50.
I am exercising my right as the person that created this list, and I'm deleting both of these
No.
from the running.
Okay,
Nope.
fair enough. I'm fine with the draw. I'm fine with the draw.
I am so over the iceberg. It was funny once,
Iceberg.
but clearly this group cannot be trusted
What?
to fairly deliberate.
Oh,
I
whatever.
was
Rules of
brought in as the
engagement.
tiebreaker. I was brought in as a tiebreaker, so technically the iceberg should have won because you and Jake were at 50-50. So I am so the iceberg won actually.
That was
I'm
just
fine with the
courtesy.
draw. I'm honestly fine with the draw because I don't know. I kind of would have liked to see if the iceberg would have at least made it to the end, but wow.
They could have smoked Handsome Jack. Okay, well,
Okay.
Meme entries are gone. Thank God. We can finally have some self-respect in
meme entries are
this.
thankfully out.
Oh
Isn't Handsome
man.
Jack a meme in himself?
No. Handsome Jack's a great villain.
You're a great villain.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Do 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 do. Bop bop boo.
Get that milk up in me.
Thank you.
death.
Fight to the death. There you go. With prep.
With
Okay,
prep time.
with prep time. So Handsome Jack with all of. Are we talking Handsome Jack in? Well, we're obviously talking Borderlands 2.
Borderlands 2.
All of Hyperion behind him, all of the research, the ability. Like, how long are we giving him prep time? Because if he has enough time to get like one of the
This-
starships out there, like we're done.
I am fine with this being such an event where Handsome Jack uses all of the resources at his disposal, as long as that means 1, no like orbital death lasers or anything like that, and 2, the match is in terms of dealing damage to the Patriarch 1v1.
So I would say. then
So,
we're
like, no
standing on
robots.
planets.
He cannot use robots unless if the robots are affecting him somehow. So, for example, if a robot is making him invisible or creating a decoy or something like that, I'll allow that.
Can
Okay,
he-
so
robots
decoys
are
are in
allowed-
play.
Decoys are in play. Robots are not allowed to deal damage or
can he use
do
his
the
mech?
fighting for him.
Can
Um,
Handsome Jack use the mech from 3 in his casino? It was his mech. We know he had it to use it.
What mech?
The golden mech you fight at the end of the casino DLC in Borderlands 3. The giant Handsome Jack mech?
In 3?
Yeah, it's in the casino DLC.
I'm going to say no because he never used it.
No, he had it though. If it's the resources at his disposal, and he did technically, it was there, and it means he had it there to use, and he has enough time
Look,
to have it transferred
I don't.
because it existed before he died. We know that then because there wouldn't have been existed if he had already been dead.
How big is the mech? Is it kaiju sized?
No,
No.
it's like a 2-story room. You know the 2-story rooms, like a 2-story atrium. It's kind of like about almost as tall as that, like 3/4 of that.
He'd be about as tall as the Patriarch, I'd say.
Patriarch's just probably like 8 feet.
It'd be maybe
I'm
a
gonna-
little bit taller, but again,
I'm gonna say no, just because I don't think Jack even needs it to take the win.
Well, I was about to say,
And I don't
my,
want to set a
in a
precedent.
fight.
well, my whole thing is that 4-ish people take on the Patriarch all the time, and they're dealing with a bunch of other zombies in a one-on-one thing. I think
And
I
but
think
those people
Handsome could
also
take it.
Well, those people also have standard ballistic weaponry,
Yeah.
and they don't have near the technology that Jack has. And I think that the prep time especially plays way more into Jack's favor than it does with Patriarch, because Patriarch, he's not stupid and he'll know his opponent, but the only thing that prep time would really do him is that maybe he could amass more
Information.
More zombies, but as
We're not
we've
doing
established,
zombies, yeah.
exactly, we've established rules of engagement. It's a one-on-one,
Yeah.
and I think because part of Jack's skill set is deception and trickery, with Patriarch being more of a brute force kind of deal, with a lot of weaponry and stuff, and since Patriarch has lost canonically because of Killing Floor, lost to a bunch of guys that just have guns.
Right.
I don't think he has a chance against him.
Yep.
Courtney brought up a good point, though. Could the Patriarch have enough time to make a gene-specific drug that would target Handsome Jack?
I don't think Handsome Jack would show himself enough to even be affected by some
Also,
kind
at this point, is he
If-
even got anything in him left that's real human?
Patriarch. Yes.
No, Jack.
Well, I think if the Patriarch has the capability to land any kind of hit on Jack. So that being said, if Patriarch is able to inject Jack, Patriarch, if he's got that capability, he's going to win anyway, because all it would take is one good hit. But I don't think Patriarch's going to get the chance.
Yeah, and Jack's gonna have like a shield generator. He's gonna have the best weapons you can get in the game. I mean,
I
all the
imagine he would have
legendaries.
a lot of decoys also
Yes.
distracting.
Wait, are we allowing decoys though? Because
Yes,
that's-
they just can't
Yes.
deal damage.
They can't deal damage in any way, but decoys are allowed. Which his decoy normally would deal damage if we're talking Timothy.
we could just say his. Then we'll just say his clones or his body doubles. Just stand there.
A gas.
He could have. A gas
I
mask
don't.
on
I
now.
don't think the assumption that Patriarch could do that is enough to outweigh what we know for a fact Jack could do with prep time.
Well, if Jack knew that he used
and also that's a mask in
aerosol
front of Jack's
weapons,
face.
yeah, I was about to say I feel like he could have a mask and be prepped for gas attacks. So
Right.
yeah, I'm good giving it to Jack. Let's
And
give
I'm
it
a
to Jack.
Killing Floor fan, but I just don't think that Patriarch's got. It's the prep time that screws him up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've beaten the Patriarch with a sword. So
If we were talking like a ring match, Jack's screwed
right,
because that implies that he can't leave the space, and that means teleportation.
yep,
And at that point, Patriarch just needs to spin in a circle with his minigun, and he wins.
right.
But this is the nature of the wheel.
Power of the wheel.
The power of the will, the great equalizer.
This is the match of the night.
Shredder versus.
The Derrick family.
Yep.
What are they doing? What are they doing? What does the wheel say?
It was a singing contest.
Oh gosh, it's a singing contest.
I don't think singing contest is on here.
Incapacitation. All right. Well, that's an easy one.
I'm gonna say Shredder wins.
Yeah.
100%.
He'd hesitate to incapacitate, but he'd do it.
Okay. Let's keep this train going.
Keep the train going. We're back. This is round 3.
Darth Vader
Whittling down the numbers.
versus Pennywise.
Ooh. Now, I know we've already done a dance battle with Vader, but that would be a really interesting way for this one to go.
Vader would not win because canonically Pennywise does dance. Canonically, Vader does not dance.
That we know of.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Vader just gets smoked. Vader just got smoked.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
re-rolling.
no.
Here's why.
No.
I feel like last time didn't we make a rule to where it couldn't be pie-eating contest 2 times in a row or something? Something
But
happened.
it wasn't two. I mean, this isn't 2 times in a row, technically.
For Pennywise,
It's
it
been-
is.
For Pennywise, yeah, but
You mean to tell me that you would be perfectly content with Pennywise winning this entire thing because it lands on pie-eating contest? No.
No,
it's
I
the
would
power
not
of the
be.
wheel, Steven.
However,
The wheel
it's
is the
power
great
of the wheel.
equalizer. I'm sorry.
You
I don't
have to
want
honor the power
to.
of the
Steven,
wheel.
if you take the power back from the wheel, it's not. You know.
I'm just going to see where it lands.
Okay.
Pennywise wins.
I mean,
The look on Steven's face right now.
I'm not even like shoot. I'm not even like rooting for Vader in this
my
situation.
God.
I'm just so disappointed.
It's the look. It's the power of the wheel, Steven. As soon as you start to mess with the power of the wheel messes with you. Okay, that's what happens.
Pennywise 3 times in a row has gotten a meme spin. There is something going on with
I
the
don't
wheel.
think his first round match, it wasn't a meme. I don't think. Well, who did he go up against in the very beginning? I forget.
Who,
Very
Pennywise?
Uh,
It was the pie eating contest with the Lich King was the previous
No,
one.
yeah, but that was round
Before
2. What was
that,
round 1?
it was Homelander.
Yep. And
And it was Battle of Wits.
Yes.
Yep.
I think. Yeah, that's right. Because
So
psychological.
he
duress.
hasn't only won from memes, but
Pennywise is yet to fight a single person. I'm so annoyed.
Didn't you put Pennywise in there?
I don't remember if I put Pennywise in there.
I didn't submit him.
That
So
was honestly Pennywise was the great equalizer, if we're being honest.
It's true. I'm shuffling every round now.
Just shuffle
prevent-
everything.
that's
Put like
fine.
4
Hey, that's
shuffles in
fine.
there.
By the way, this is Virgil versus Megatron, and it is incapacitation
Okay.
with prep time.
With prep. Okay.
I mean, I
Wanna
feel
see
like
a little
Virgil
different.
has fought monsters to the scale of Megatron. Am I right?
And yes, and Megatron is much like Virgil is known for thinking humans are puny trash. Megatron thinks humans are puny trash. So Virgil would go into this thinking, "Oh, interesting. That's a transforming robot monster." And Megatron would go into this being like, "Puny human." So he would underestimate him.
Mhm.
But with prep time, maybe he could figure out that things are afoot.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think Megatron stands a chance here.
Yeah, I don't either. I think give it to
I
Virgil.
do concur.
Okay.
That was
Sorry,
another-
Megatron. Hey, look, Megatron had 2 other easy wins, so
Not as easy as Pennywise.
That's true.
it's
Okay.
the power of the wheel.
Pennywise literally just is here.
Deathstroke.
Is this a new
versus
round?
No, we're still in round 3.
Jack.
Ooh, this is
I do not want to open Steam. Thanks, though.
Yeah, you do.
what was that golden wood thing?
What, this?
No,
Uh,
it was top of the thing there.
it would have been in here.
I don't know what it was.
Borderlands.
We
3,
need to
look,
play.
talking
We
about
need to play
enhancing
that
Jack.
Backrooms game, Steven. Is that
We
multiplayer or
could
is
do,
that
I have no idea.
single player?
single player?
We need to do Phasmophobia in VR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it's gonna be Splatoon this week. Is all I have to tell you. So
Splatoon,
tag and escape. Okay.
Oh,
All right. You
This
ready?
is
What do you
hey.
think it
This
will
is
be?
how Handsome
do
Jack
tag escape?
survived the first round. Let's high roll is Jack is escaping. Low roll is he's tagging.
And here we go. We got a 2.
So he's tagging.
I don't think Deathstroke.
I was supposed to say is. I mean, I know he's an assassin, but
Yeah.
He's
with
skilled,
hundreds
but
of drones
you're
surveilling and
talking-
searching.
Yeah, you're talking
Orbital
somebody
lasers.
who has all of the resources that he needs, and then somebody who is sure skilled at
Resourceful, but
resourceful and skilled at assassination and survival training and all that kind of stuff, but not to that level.
He's got anything from the vault. I mean, if we just say that he got the vault stuff, so
all right. Well, there you
Jack's
go.
just gonna just
And all he
we
needs to do is find him and then tag him.
Yeah,
he would just orbital laser.
and he can
but yeah.
teleport. So
Yeah.
if he sent out his drones or if he sent out his decoys or body doubles, he can just be to whichever one finds him. Now,
I agree.
actually,
I agree.
physically tagging him might be a challenge, but he'd definitely find him.
He could still tag him. He would.
Again, yeah.
He could figure it out.
Who we got now?
All right, we're into round 4, right?
Well, because we removed contender.
We removed two.
Pennywise fighting 2 rounds this time.
Oh, okay. Fair
well,
enough.
here we go. Get ready for Pennywise to get another freaking dance battle. If he gets a,
I mean, even in a
leaving.
even in an honest fight, I don't know that he would win against Shredder. I think he would win against Shredder here. Oh my god!
Oh my god! Who put Pennywise in?
All right, high roll Shredder is seeking. Low roll Shredder is hiding. Not that I don't know that it
I don't
matters,
think
but
it matters at all. But let's hit it. 7.
so what did I say? He's hiding for that for low.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe so.
I mean, Pennywise just kind of can always find his victims, right?
Steven?
Here's the thing.
I think he can.
He can, but again, if that is the case, because we've seen in the movies, I don't know about the book, but in the movies, Pennywise is almost like an aura in the town,
Right.
where he's always able to psychologically get to people. So I would almost say this category needs to be respun, or the roles need to be reversed. Because if there is a sense of again, it's the same rule of in a race, teleportation shouldn't be allowed so that there is a path to victory.
Mm-hmm.
The closest I could say is that, and maybe this is good enough, maybe not. Shredder, in what I know of him, is that he is trained in. I don't know if he's trained in ninjutsu, but he is very disciplined. Doesn't know any fear, and probably has a lot of self-control.
Mm-hmm.
So potentially, because fear is not a factor, hide his presence.
That's what I was just gonna say. If in the books or in the movies, if any of the kids figure out how to stay invisible to Pennywise,
Yeah,
they do.
how does the hider win?
They
they don't get found.
For how long?
Let's say an hour.
I mean, Pennywise would be able to find people. Honoring the roll and honoring the roll of the dice, he would win, I think. Even with an hour.
How would he win?
He would be able to find him.
How?
I mean, everybody is going to have fear somewhere in their mind. Everybody. There's not a single person who wouldn't, including Pennywise. He's going to go try and hide.
Children are able to resist their fear enough to defeat Pennywise.
They were adults when they actually defeated him, though.
In the first movie, again, I don't know the book, they were able to resist their fear enough to damage him and make him retreat.
Yes, but they did not kill him until they were adults. Because they had
And regardless, I would say that Shredder is somebody who's gone through enough training to have quote unquote conquered their fear. So sure, while he might be afraid of turtles or whatever the hell he's afraid of, like he has the mental control to push that down to get the job done. So if that's how Pennywise finds people, is he senses their fear and then can just be there, I think Shredder could maintain enough mental control to not be found.
That's my thing. Is we are to work off of, in this situation, what makes the most sense. And to me, because Pennywise preys on the afraid, we can assume correlation causation. Fear is his tracking device. And if you are dealing with somebody who is known for their discipline, known for being feared, then you can assume that they themselves do not feel fear or are trained enough to where they can pretty much cloak themselves from any immediate detection. And with Pennywise, we don't even know how long it takes him to find people. And if we're going off of an hour, I think Shredder can hide himself for an hour. He's like literally a ninja.
So I do want to point out something. I'm doing a read up on Pennywise. He also has the ability to affect the minds of adults, essentially making them think whatever he wants, not on fear, but because of where his lair is, he's able to affect and control the minds of adults to basically, it looks like, do whatever.
But to that end, we aren't saying that Shredder is having to hide in Derry, Maine. Because if Shredder is hiding then you can assume that Shredder gets to pick the turf, right?
I
And
don't-
so,
I think we have to do it in
because
the town
again,
where
it's
Pennywise lives.
but it's iceberg rules again, to where you can't just assume because Shredder's going up against Pennywise that it happens in Derry, Maine. Because then you're giving someone home field advantage when the person hiding, I think the it would have to be in a neutral space where neither has an advantage. So not Derry, not New York.
Okay. Also, he can manipulate people into doing his bidding, so he could just have somebody else help him find.
I put a poll in the chat, guys.
would
So
that happen in an
let me know there.
Because time is against Pennywise in this case, and Pennywise takes a long time. He tends to act slowly.
He wiggles his way around. All right, I've got 3 votes, and it's to Shredder right now. We do have 7 concurrent viewers, though, so welcome to Chortle Cast, where we argue about fictional characters in wild situations.
I will concede to this.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we just want to get Pennywise out, which is
Well,
understandable.
there is that. I am like really. If you can tell me that Pennywise finds his victims through any other means than he senses their fear, then maybe we have an argument.
You have to decide 2 things, and this is why I initially said let's respin. First thing being, does Pennywise detect people through means that can be avoided? If the answer to A is yes, question 2 becomes, is his opponent the kind of person to be able to avoid said detection method? We determined detection method was through fear or psychological duress, in which I think we all agreed on that being the case, right?
Mm-hmm.
So someone who is disciplined, does have self-control, that is somebody that I do think has enough of that to counteract his method of detection. And we could go on with whole, like, here's what Pennywise can do in Derry and all that kind of stuff. But this is kind of, again, condensing the characters into feats that they've done, and applying that through the tangible method we've created, which is he detects people through fear and psychological duress, and seeing if the other character is capable enough to avoid it. And I think he is, but I could be proven wrong. I'm not trying to get Pennywise out necessarily. I would love it if he got out of here, but that's just because he's been avoiding confrontation literally every single round.
Steven,
Yes.
I've just uncovered a major factoid
Okay.
about it. This comes from ScreenRant.com in an article called 15 Pennywise Facts That Were Left Out of It Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. This is number 3 on their list.
This is Pennywise as pictured.
It is Pennywise has a natural enemy. That enemy is a turtle. The forms that these ancient beings take on aren't things like that a regular human mind can fully comprehend, but Maturin, the natural rival to it, is basically a giant turtle.
Yeah.
This is a really interesting development for this pairing.
I was going to say something about that earlier, but I figured we didn't want to get into the weeds of the...
We went deep into the weeds.
Yes. This is the as pictured versions. I think there's a lot of irony there, but I don't think it changes anything in deliberation. Personally.
I agree. I think I can take that.
Yeah, I'm in all of that. I'm not seeing anything that would dissuade our understanding that he finds things through fear. So yeah, I think that's fair to, and chat agrees for the most part. 4 votes, 75%.
All right,
for
we are down to the final 3.
Final round. Are we just Steven, can I throw a curveball here?
Maybe.
Down to the final 3, you said?
It's not going to be a 1v1v1.
Please. It's going to be that eventually. If it's
No.
three,
It would become a 1v1. We'll have one winner out of the
Yeah,
one. The
it'd
first
be
one.
the two that didn't fight that didn't fight last round, and then the winner of that round would fight Shredder.
okay.
Unless if
I got my soundboard ready over here.
I'm
See how we go.
just thinking it might be easier to just throw them all three in there and see what
I
the
think
wheel
that'd be
decides.
way harder,
Okay, all right.
especially considering the competitors. Virgil
Courtney just goes, no, we're not doing that.
versus Handsome Jack.
Handsome
Ooh,
Jack.
interesting. Okay. And then just to be clear, Shredder is the other person in this.
Shredder
matchup.
is the semifinalist. He has second
Well, he's
place
the
regardless.
now.
That's true. Yeah. He's at least the runner-up.
I am so impressed that Shredder has made it this far.
Oh, shoot.
The wheel
So
just
am I.
went away. The wheel just went away.
I got it.
So the man that can teleport and the man that can bend space and time have to race. Without that, right? This is a foot race between the two. Correct? That's how we've laid this out for the other two situations. No vehicles are involved.
Yes, and it'd be Virgil.
I was gonna say it'd be Virgil as well, based on what little I know.
Yeah.
But
Even if we're gauging teleportation,
Vortex,
Virgil's teleportation-
hang on. Vortex brings up a great point here that we should have put a villain from Toy Story in this. I submitted almost every Toy Story villain to this list, and Steven did not use a single one.
I really didn't want to have the conversation.
I put in
of
Sid.
Lotso, Hug, and Bear
I put
versus
in
the Iceberg
Lotso, Hug, and
Story.
Bear. I put in the Prospector, which I
didn't
thought would have
see
been a
Sid.
great
I
one.
I should have put Sid in there. I didn't.
I
see
put Big Baby.
it. You did put Big Baby.
Don't worry, Big Baby's gonna get another chance. We're gonna do a henchman level at some point. Bitch Baby, Big Baby's gonna come back.
So even if we're gauging teleportation, Virgil's is more impressive because his is bending time and space itself, whereas Handsome Jack's is.
I don't even want to bring in teleportation. I think it is a foot race.
No,
Who is
no
faster?
moving
And it sounds like Virgil is faster.
Virgil is way faster.
Okay. You know, Handsome Jack had a great run. I hate to
did.
see him.
He was my pick to win the whole thing.
Really,
Well,
I figured Virgil was your pick after where we are now.
Virgil is only not my pick because I don't want to have to deal with him in future tier lists. And it looks like I'm going to have to. I would have loved if Keener won, but I knew he wouldn't.
well, we don't know yet. We don't know yet. Let's see. Let's see what happens.
Man, Jeremy's gonna hate that he missed this if Shredder wins the whole thing.
He's gonna hate if he loses too,
Oh, I know.
because then he'll be like, I gotta like, Shredder can do all this.
Please, for the love of God,
We're
be
never
something
putting-
wild.
We are never putting Buzz Lightyear in any of these ever again.
God damn it.
All right. Well, easy win.
That goes to
Easy
Virgil.
clap.
Yeah,
Easy
I
clap.
mean, I don't have any. I mean, yeah.
There's no
Shredder doesn't
different
have
contest.
anything supernatural, right? At least not the version
Not
we've
that I
been
know
basing
of.
off of. Even if he did, I feel like
The only advantage that would help, like if it was prep time, then that would help Shredder, but it wasn't. I just
Wow.
don't see anything that Shredder's got the skateboard. That's it. If it was a race, Shredder could use the skateboard.
there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Virgil
God help me for future tier lists.
is our winner somehow. Look, he'll probably get knocked out to some stupid thing against Winnie the Pooh or something, you know? It'll be like who can give better hugs or something.
He's gonna go up against Daft Punk in a dance contest. Hate to see it.
Daft Punk's out already, unless
They're dead,
unless
they're
they're
out.
coming out, unless they're coming
They're
back
dead.
some way.
R2D2 went ballistic on them and killed all.
Dude, that was
Well,
wild.
ladies and gentlemen, you love to see it. That was the villain versus villain. Of course, our winner, Virgil, will be seen again in our whenever we eventually do a final ranking. We'll take all the winners that we've gotten so far. Who are our winners so far, Steven? Are you keeping a list somewhere?
It's just Rocket and Groot and Virgil.
Rocket and Groot and Virgil. So, and I would if we pin those together. Well, I guess it all depends on it. All comes down to the power of the wheel, and that's why we have the wheel now, ladies and gentlemen. We have the wheel to make the crazy moves happen. So,
The super great equalizer.
the great equalizer.
How are you feeling, Matt?
I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good.
Matt?
Lich King would have dominated if we'd gotten him up here. Just saying, but because
Look.
he's essentially a god.
Look,
with that
Keener
helmet
got
on.
knocked out by a fisticuffs match. Lich King get knocked out by a pie eating contest.
Whoever put Pennywise, like, I just want to like.
Well, Matt,
Pennywise.
I'm glad you're here for this for your first appearance on the podcast. Now, next week, lots of exciting things happening, but I think Matt is going to be on. It's going to be me and Matt on the podcast probably, and of course, Jeremy, you have has an open invitation if he wants to join us, but probably going to be you and me, bud. So we got to come up with something we're going to do.
We do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be in the hospital.
He's getting surgery.
I'm gonna be sick that day.
I'm getting the grudge that I have against Pennywise the Dancing Clown removed. It's in there.
Lobotomy. Is lobotomy.
Yeah. So, yeah, Steven, we hope that all goes well, obviously, and we'll be, thoughts and prayers and all that jazz. But we want updates for sure when we can get them.
Be in
But
the chat. Don't worry.
yeah, I mean, he may be for a while. He might not have anything to do, so might as well.
Honestly, yeah. And we're going in that night, so we may not even be gone yet.
Do people know what's happening? Like, can we say what's happening or?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Steven and Ann are having their baby on Monday potentially. So, so Steven won't be here, but Matt has volunteered and then kind of snuck into this one as well. So we'll do something fun, Matt. I thought about just doing like an interview with you because like you and I we haven't met in person. We haven't really hung out outside of streams. So I kind of just wanted to get to know you, just ask you like what games you liked, how'd you get into all the streaming, that sort of thing. So that's where I'm at. But if you want to bring something else to the table, I'm always down for that.
You should do that. I like that idea.
Yeah.
I can do that, and I can also bring pictures of Steven from when he was a kid.
I love also that you just have those,
You can thank the church director for that one.
Never did anything to Matt to deserve this.
Steven, I don't know that have you done anything to me to deserve any? Have any of us done anything to deserve
That's the
anything
thing,
from the others?
If anyone, Jake's done a lot of bad stuff to us. He bought the backpack. He bought the boots.
He
ate
sold
the
me out
honey.
in that one
He sold
game.
out Matt.
I
Really,
did
we
not.
should be directing all of our animosity
Hold
to
up.
Jake
I did not eat the honey. That's the thing. I
that
asked.
we know of.
I asked. I never ate the honey.
That's what was the best clip I've ever. You just being there and witnessing that was just.
Your highlight. Your highlight.
When you wasted the coin. I finally wasn't the bad one on the boat anymore. So
One of my favorites.
I got to get my throne.
My favorite part about that short is, or even just that moment, is that I am getting lit up by Steven and Jeremy about how stupid this was. And then out of nowhere, Matt goes, "Hey, I kind of want those boots." And immediately Steven and Jeremy are just like, "Give him the boots. He gets the boots. Give him the boots."
They
Oh,
broke
man.
so fast though. That was not worth a coin.
Man.
It
golly.
lasted probably like half of another stream, and then they broke.
All I'll say, Courtney, is that everything I do is for the entertainment of you guys. So,
It was all planned. You definitely weren't going to eat that. Like, you weren't going to eat the honey at all, or like.
Well,
I don't think Jake was anywhere prepared.
I was doing it. I mean, honestly, it started out as a bit because I do love honey, and I was just gonna see what Jeremy would say. Because honestly, like I would have forgotten. I wouldn't have thought to eat honey every single time that I go in there. I was expecting like okay, whatever, Jake. Like that's fine, sure. But then he like really tore into me, and that's what made that
really
moment.
likes
So
honey.
he
He likes honey too.
yeah, I get it. It's great.
Speaking of honey, if you want to get some discounts, honey should come sponsor the stream.
They
them to
should. We
sponsor
could
the
have given
stream.
them a
Should come
great
sponsor
moment. Right?
so we can tell you that honey saves you money, which we just
No,
told
don't say it
you.
yet. Don't say it yet. We don't say it.
That we don't. You don't know what it does yet.
What does honey do other than turn your friends against you?
Oh man. I'm working overtime
job.
then, Jake. I absolutely am. Courtney, thank you for understanding. So here we go. That is it for tonight's show. Thank you for watching. Of course, Chortle Cast we do every Monday night, but it's not the only thing we do here on the channel. We live stream usually Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays. Splatoon 3 comes out this week. We did the Splatfest. Steven and Jeremy liked it. They have assured me that they're going to, continue to play. So we're going to do that stream at some point, Friday or Saturday. I don't know which one's going to win over. The other wild card is that there are a million video game conferences this week. There's
Are these all this week?
Yes, that's what I'm telling you. It's like we're getting
I knew they were
E3
in
Part
September,
2.
But
No.
Is there anything next week that I'm going to miss?
So PlayStation is the 8th. They're doing their big showcase. Disney is doing its first ever video game showcase on the 9th. Ubisoft Forward is doing their showcase Saturday. I feel like there's some other ones, but those are probably the three that we're gonna watch, and try, or at least try to watch and do some reactions to. But I imagine Splatoon is probably going to be Saturday, just because usually Fridays are like an afternoon stream, and we'd have it, but it'd probably be just me and Steven or Matt. I don't know. Are you getting Splatoon 3, Matt? I know we kind of talked. Okay, great. So it might could be us three, but like we'll probably just wait to see if we can do a 4 squad in Splatoon. So that'll probably be Saturday. So we'll play it up with Friday and Thursday and Friday night. So anyway, we're gonna be streaming lots of reaction content as well. So look forward to all of that. But that's gonna be it for tonight. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.